it. Fuck a Jada Pinkett, I get jiggy with it. You with it, then we can get it going. Talking big shit, and you just a semi-cola head of the state, and I cannot be demoted. I put his head on the stake and make him hold it to all the meter. Can't say too many ways that I need her. It's a bread on the plate, she a eater. Need some bread on the plate for the feature. I'm a beast, look boy, I'm a creature. Ain't no money to make for me being tame. Before I tell on myself I'm a plea insane. There's some folks in here with me, yo, keep it chained, and I swear. They keep talking all around my head, I hear it all day. I hope nobody don't tell the end alright. Cause I'm a sinner to hell and then y'all wait. Gon' probably send me to hell, I need peace sign. For my shoulders, devils on east side. Now who's stronger, man, I'm getting deep fried. But I'm colder than a white polar until I'm over. Trying to stay woke in a high full of sleepers. I can leave earth anytime, no allegiance. Fuck all these hoes on that line too egregious. Had to be real one time for the region. I cannot get peace someday. Or just a little sleep someday. I know we gon' eat someday. At the time divine, it won't be too late. Now it's a balance I've been trying to figure. In and out at times in my little feelings. My Valentine ain't want no dealings. And I can't blame you about that really. Cause ain't too much stable going on. Ain't nobody to save you on your own. I done took out a page from Rolling Stones. Advice might short the days and write the songs. Meanwhile, I'll engage in other things. Dazing off the other dreams. Another page, another ream. And I still can't explain just what I see. Maybe I went made to walk, the wings fell off. And now I'm trapped inside the thought. They birthed the flaw. Glad they brought the church to talk. Cause I need something to believe in. So make me believe. They keep talking all around my head, I hear it all day. I hope nobody don't tell the end alright. Cause I'm a sinner to hell and then y'all wait. Gon' probably send me to hell, I need peace sign. For my shoulders, devils on east side. Now who's stronger, man, I'm getting deep fried. But I'm colder than a white polar until I'm over. Trying to stay.
Took a deal, signed another deal, post up in the hills on the rail, headed for a mill, travel with me still, getting kills, all this pop appeal, got these pop stars try popping in, and they getting pop for real, I ain't tryna build, I was tryna lead a mill, getting to it, before I hopped up off the block, I was still going through it, friends doing pills, and came faster than it should've, I was Buddy Hill, shooting at a pace soon as I pull up, dropping buckets, yeah, like it's nothing. In the kitchen chopping onions, yeah. Tears falling down, underdog is finally overcoming. Cause I'm dropping buckets, hey, yeah. Like it's nothing, hey. Earn my respect and burn a budget, hey. Tears falling down, underdog is finally overcoming, baby. Yeah, I'm dropping buckets. Drop some cash for me, don't worry about my past for me. I'm driving with no gasoline, this life I live's a fantasy. Yeah, I do this for my dogs, all my day ones and my family. My life gon' live through them if I end up in any tragedies. I hope y'all understand this shit got bigger cause it had to be. I always knew I had it, but just not at this capacity. I recognize the gravity, closer to the summit, stacking chips and counting nuggets. I've been stunting, baby, cause I'm dropping buckets. Hey, yeah, like it's nothing. Hey, in the kitchen chopping onions. Hey, tears falling down, underdog is finally overcoming. Cause I'm dropping buckets. Hey, yeah, like it's nothing. Hey, earn my respect and burn a budget. Hey, tears falling down, underdog is finally overcoming, baby. Cause I'm dropping buckets. Earn my respect and burn a budget. Tears falling down, underdog is finally overcoming, baby, cause I'm dropping buckets.
I know I've been quiet for a minute, I've been grinding, still in it, I've been counting these digits, excuse me. I know I've been quiet for a minute, but I'm back on my business. If you see me, don't trip, just excuse me. Wrong if I do, wrong if I don't. That's why I do me no matter what, so excuse me. Lie if I do, lie if I don't. The proof is in the story, take a seat and excuse me. The crash came when the cash came, spend it before you get it like those rookies all on draft day. For the love like it's match game, hit the ground running, really do it for my last name. They act different when the facts change. I'm not with the tip for tag games. In my own league, I don't chase game. In my own league, I don't hang with lanes. I know I've been quiet for a minute, I've been grinding, still in it, I've been counting these digits, excuse me. I know I've been quiet for a minute, but I'm back on my business. If you see me, don't trip, just excuse me. Wrong if I do, wrong if I don't. That's why I do me no matter what, so excuse me. Lie if I do, lie if I don't. The proof is in the story, take a seat and excuse me. how could that be? Talking about who can be talking about me. Feeling like stretch where I got all this reach. Feeling too blessed when I step on these beats. Nah, how could that be? I could beat the pressure, I could beat the 2-3. Jab, jab, hook, then I duck and I weave. It was never you, it was me versus me. I know I've been quiet for a minute. I've been grinding, still in it. I've been counting these digits. Excuse me. I know I've been quiet for a minute, but I'm back on my business. If you see me, don't trip, just excuse me. Wrong if I do, wrong if I don't. That's why I do me no matter what, so excuse me. Lie if I do, lie if I don't. The proof is in the story, take a seat, excuse me. Better up, get some. Swinging for the fences, I might leave it in the sun. Every pitch a home run. Stack a couple tickets just to leave it to my son. Take it back while I be gone. Small city kid, couldn't dream a bigger one. A marathon, never run. Check the scoreboard, how I'm feeling like I won. I know I've been quiet for a minute. I've been grinding, still in it. I've been counting these digits. Excuse me. I know I've been quiet for a minute, but I'm back on my business. If you see me, don't trip, just excuse me. Wrong if I do, wrong if I don't. That's why I do me no matter what, so excuse me. Lie if I do, lie if I don't. The proof is in the story, take a seat, excuse me.
Don't care. Look at me. What about me would make you think that I care about your opinion of me? Your opinion of me is not the opinion that I have of myself. You ain't make me, so you can't break me. You didn't build me, so you can't kill me. You know what? God.
Wait. Hold on here. Is this the barbershop? Is this the barbershop?
Yes, it is.
It's the barbershop.
Yes.
I mean, we can't talk street in the barbershop. Then where can we talk street? We can't talk street nowhere else. You know, this ain't nothing but healthy conversation. That's all.
You gotta tell who's the park down.
It ain't nobody exempt in the barbershop. You know that. Ain't nobody exempt. You can talk about whoever and whatever, whenever you want to in the barbershop.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits, some loose shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip, you choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
Yeah. There's no mercy in this world, just hunger-thirsty persons in different versions. Each new update, that shit worsens. Why? Pull back the curtain and you'll see the different vermin. We all have different burdens that all seem to cause disturbance. Yo, so do me a favor, don't treat me like a neighbor. Don't need the different flavors of your problems just to savor. I've got my own issues, I need a comb to get through. Don't need to groan with you, just go get your own tissue.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind?
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? What's up? What's up? What's up? Put a one in the chat if you can hear me. Put a one in the chat if you can hear me. All right, I want to make sure y'all can hear me tonight. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Welcome to another episode of the Barbershop. All right, Black Men Unfiltered Network. I'm so glad you guys are here. I'm just honeymoon happy and peacock proud that you guys are in the building tonight. All right, shout out to all the moderators who are in the chat right now, who is rocking it out with their boy. Thank y'all for continuing to rock with your boy and continue to do what you do and do it better and greater than you have before, because I appreciate each and every one of you. So thank you to Catelia. Thank you to Milani, who is new to the game of moderating over there. Thank you to Catelia. Thank you to A-Team. Thank you for you guys for running the chat for me. I don't have to worry about it because you guys have it on lock. So I appreciate it. Thank you for being here. All right, now I want to get in here and Sue's in the sanctuary tonight. We got a few in here. Let's see. We got the lovely Catelia. I just mentioned her name. Thank you. One of the best moderators on this side of heaven. Also, we got A-Team in the building. The same. Also, one of the great moderators of this network, man. Y'all put y'all damn hands together for them because, listen, they don't have to be here, but they're here. You know what I'm saying? And so I got to do nothing but show them some appreciation. So I appreciate you, Sugarfoots. I appreciate you. All right. We got Milani in the building. Thank you so much. She just joined the moderating gang over here. So I appreciate you too, sweetheart, for being here tonight. We got What We Know podcast in the building. We got Edward Gilbert in the building. All right. We got the Objectivist podcast in the building. Balls, man. All right. We got Jamisha in the building tonight. Let's see who else we got. Bam, 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 bam. Marriage, politics, and sports. Y'all know the old stripper, Big Dipper, is in the building tonight. So we're gonna have to see him up here in a minute. I think he did a bar mitzvah today, stripping gig for a bar mitzvah. We got Miss Locks to Smile in the building today. She said, "Good evening, BMU panel and chat. Same to you, Suge. Lock to Locks." All right. Let's see who else we got in here. King Libra, what up? Good to see you. Lady D is in the building. I'm here for the fuckery. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. All right. Thank you guys for being here. I'm going ahead and talk to my guys, bring my guys up, man. The first person I want to bring up tonight, you guys know him, the old stripper with the Big Dipper. Give it up for yours truly. Our Payne is in the damn building, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on, man? How you doing?
Hey, man, everything's okay. It's always okay, man. I can't complain.
Absolutely, man. All right, man. Listen, if y'all love our Payne, go ahead and put it in the chat. All right, old stripper Big Dipper. Put it in the chat for me. Old stripper Big Dipper is in the building tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, listen, nobody do him no favors, all right?
All right,
you know what I'm saying?
All right. The next person I want to bring up right now, he just got into the stripping game. And so they call him the Stripping Marina. And he's an ex-Marine. And that's what they call him. Yeah, that's what they call him. They call him the Stripping Marina. So the Stripping Marina is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for yours truly. Boss man!
What's up, everybody? Hey, once a Marine, always a Marine. So simplify, everybody.
Simplify dancing by they thigh. Hey, JT is the next one up, ladies and gentlemen. JT from the old school. Listen. If he can't talk to you, he'll slap you. JT is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Put it up to the Now, I want to say this, man. Y'all put they put it in here. Old stripper, Big Dipper. Yeah, it would put it in here. Who else put it in here? Let's see. Who else put it in here? Old stripper. Yeah, thank you. Who else put? A-Team said old stripper, Big Dipper. Oh yes. All right, lady said she praying for somebody. That's new. All right. So I appreciate you guys for being here tonight. This is going to be an amazing show, as it always is. Guys, if you want to be a part of the show, you know what to do. I already got a link at the top of the chat. I think I put it up there. Did I put it up there? I did. Make sure you turn that damn camera on. We need to see your teeth, and we need to see you if you want to talk shit and have beef. All right? So we need to make sure you're ready to go when you get in here tonight. Make sure you're ready to go when you get in there. The link is for everybody. Click that button. Come on up here. All right? Damn, I need that boy. That was good, man. Okay. Anyway, Payne, you just got through stripping. Can you tell us what happened? You muted. Come on now.
Muted.
Yeah. You lucky I was muted. No, man, I didn't get no tips, man. It was a bad night, man. Shit. I'm like the strippers out there. Nobody's paying no money no more. Shit.
Damn, man. I feel bad for you, brother. I feel bad for you, man. Hopefully,
hey, don't feel bad for me. Feel bad for the customers and shit, man. They, it's more like a house of horrors when I start stripping over there, man.
Hey, but do that thing that you used to do.
I don't know.
I was talking to Anissa the other day, and I said, Anissa, you getting up in age, baby. So, what do you do to keep the man's attention? And Anissa said, well, baby, this is what I do. I said, talk to me, Anissa. She said, well, the last time I had a stripping gig, and shout out to Anissa for sharing these secrets with me. Anissa said last time she had a stripping gig, it was 4 guys. She made 4 guys sit at a table. And she ran down the table and turned a cartwheel, threw her titty between her legs, and squirt milk in the judge's face. And so, shout out to Anissa, man. I mean, hey, look.
Watch this lie.
Oh my God, Anissa, I love you, baby. I love you, man. That's my baby right there. Anissa, thank you for being here tonight, sweetheart. I knew she was coming. I said, Anissa, it must rung her phone, damn it. All right, Anissa, thank you for being here tonight, man. We got some more people that came in. We got Pete in the building tonight. I don't know why he in the chat, not in the back, but we'll figure that out. Pause.
Yeah.
I had to catch that one. Pause again.
You caught it again.
Yeah. Hey, listen, man.
It's disgusting.
Let me tell you this, man. I want to bring up another guy, man, that's in the back right now. If you want to go to McDonald's, you get a shake. But if you want a stripper with, I ain't gonna say that. Come on up, Braxton. What's going on?
I was getting ready to say pause.
Yeah. Good to see you, brother. What's going on? Goddamn. All right, bro? Man. It's good to see y'all, man. So, JT, how are you doing, man? How was your day?
What's up, y'all? Just chilling.
All right. I'm doing well, bro. You know what it is. Bro. I'm even if I wasn't, I ain't telling you tonight. Shit, I'll tell you later on.
Well,
I'll tell you once I get through it.
All right. Well, we in the barbershop, and Boss Man just got through eating pussy, so we want. I saw him kind of wiping his mouth a little bit with a towel when he turned his camera on. So I was like, yeah, he just got through fishing. Look at him. He look. Yeah.
Somebody come over here and look at this.
Come over here and look at this right here. All right. Boss Man, can you tell us about your experience? About your day. How was your day?
Well, she's happy, is all I can say. So. Hey, it's a good day.
All right, man. But listen, guys, I appreciate y'all for being here tonight, man. Listen, the show is about to start. Until then, hit that Cash App for some love, man. Black Men Unfiltered Network. Go ahead and hit that Cash App right now. I'll definitely shout you guys out, man. Listen, I got a guy in the back, guys. So I want to bring him up. Okay, he's a Steelers fan. He's also a part of the stripping dynamic duo. They had a group called Bobos, and it's called BBOS, Ball Bastards of Syria, and they were strippers for a very long time. And I want to bring one of them up right now. Yours truly, man. Matter of fact, you know what? And since he's here, ain't no reason but to just get him in the mix. Here we go. Let me help him. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, yours truly, beautiful Mr. Bennett. Yes, sir. Let's move.
There you go.
Mr. Bennett, what's up, man?
I am good, gentlemen. What's going on? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Awesome.
What's up, brother? What's happening?
Oh, it's all good here. It's all good. Yes, could tell you. Yeah. We went to bed last night. So hey, it is what it is. Move on to the next one. On to Cincinnati. So
yeah, we taking applications though over here in Detroit though. We are taking bandwagon applications still. You know what I'm saying?
Now I want to say this real quick because when things change around here, we have to acknowledge the change, okay? And so one of the things I want to acknowledge that just happened 25 seconds ago, Melania just gonna act like she just didn't change her profile picture.
Yeah. Word. Really? That's how you gonna do it, Melania?
That's how you gonna do it, Melania? You just gonna flip it on us like that, like we ain't gonna see you flip it. But come on now. You went from an afro to the silk press in 30 seconds. We need to figure out. Come on now. Come on.
Suffering succotash.
Suffering succotash. Yeah. I see you, girl. See you. All right, man. But thank y'all for being here, man. Listen, I want to start out by talking about a little something here. It's a lot of hating going on. Mr. Bennett, I know you in the sports world, everybody else on the panel. I want to talk about this sports event, but not too much into it, but just a little bit. Why are they hating on Dion Sanders so bad, man? I mean, I saw Jason Whitlock say earlier in the year that Dion was going to win 3 games. Now Dion has won 8. Now he says, no, before he won 8, he said that Dion was going to lose 4 of the next 5 games. Dion won 4 in a row. Now he's saying the conference is soft. And they playing with soft teams. I mean, why do you feel like they just hating on him, Mr. Ben? Let me start with you. What's going on?
Look, there's never been a in my view, a coaching figure or a personality, certainly at the collegiate level, as Prime has been.
Right.
And I think he's definitely changing not only the perception of coaching, the dynamic of recruiting, and just his own swagger that just a lot of people are just not ready for. College football certainly has been one of the most private fraternities in sports, and I think he's changing. I think he's changing the game, and people simply just don't like it. And as far as look, I don't pay attention to anything that Whitlock says. So so again, he's persona non grata over here. But yeah, I think a lot of people, have an axe to grind. And the only thing, the only thing I want from him is like, look, if you win, that's really all that matters.
Right.
But how he's doing it, it's just upsetting a lot of people who like the status quo of how a program is supposed to operate. And, and just a lot of people just don't like that. So
how do you feel about the rumor of the people who vote for the Heisman not putting Travis as the Heisman winner because of Dion?
It's possible.
That's
look, you're talking about subjective voting. I mean, you looked at any Hall of Fame, any kind of stuff. I mean, the littlest thing could have a person not get the award. And we've seen with the Heisman, these aren't necessarily even the best players.
All right.
A lot of these Heisman guys, when they get to the NFL, a lot of these Heisman guys are busts. So, here you have a generational talent who could potentially play meaningful snaps at the NFL level at both sides of the ball. Like, I don't think he'll play 50-50. I don't think, they're not going to have him in there for 60 plays a game, but certainly he has that kind of potential. And again, given where this program was, and they still have a chance to win out. If they get into the 12, I don't see how you can not vote for him. But yeah, I mean, I think there's, just like with the Baseball Hall of Fame, there's guys, I don't think there's anyone in the Baseball Hall of Fame that ever got a unanimous vote. Doesn't matter who it was. Babe Ruth never got a unanimous vote or name your player. So again, there's just some of these guys, it's just how they operate. They just, they just want to just put some sand in someone else's shoe. So, so yeah, I think it would be a travesty if it, no pun intended, it'd be a travesty if it happens or if it doesn't happen for him or Shador. But I mean, what they're doing for college football, the ratings and whatnot, and again, let them get into the 12. That's all I gotta say. Yeah. If they get into the 12, you're going to see ratings like you never saw before.
Absolutely.
And so again, everybody eats But again, some of these old school guys, they just don't understand that.
And you know what's crazy? I'll say this, but then we'll move on to Braxton. You know what's crazy though? Like I just sit and watch these people, like Paul, was it Feinbaum?
Feinbaum, yeah.
Yeah, I just sit and watch him talk down on him. Now he's eating crow. Now he's like, yeah, y'all right. He is coach of the year. Yeah, man, they did improve. I mean, I think when you have, just think about when Travis Hunter catches a touchdown or those other guys, because they got some great receivers over there. And they catch those touchdowns, and you going on the sideline, you got Hall of Famer Terrell Owens saying, yeah, good job. Next time, catch it like this. And you got the defensive line over there with Warren Sapp. Then you got Michael Irvin over there talking to the receivers. Then he has a whole fucking just sideline of Hall of Famers, bro. And it's crazy. And so, and I think Sapp just made a huge difference in that defense. I mean, he just... Yeah. Damn, bro. Like that defense is 100 times better than it was last year. But Braxton, what are your thoughts, man? Why are they hating on Dion, bro?
For one reason or another, is obvious reasons, Well, like it's like they want you. It's like they want you to be successful, but not to the point to where you surpass their success. I'm guessing maybe that type of thing. Oh yeah, and also a little side note, my birthday is tomorrow.
Hey, happy birthday.
All right, man. Happy birthday, bro.
Happy birthday. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. JT, what do you think, man?
Yeah, it goes to what Mr. Bennett was just saying. It's he's going against the status quo. And the thing is that it's not a good look for the people that said he wasn't gonna make it, because he had a different way on how he came about it. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, he had a lot that was going against him. A lot of people were going against him for whatever reason. It was 500 different reasons why they didn't like for him. They didn't like that he left. They didn't like that he, took his sons with him. They didn't like, that he came in and, he pretty much changed the whole, the format, right? He changed that whole format in that school, man. So when they see that once he got to, actually going to work, now it's starting to pay off, right? And I mean, it's prime time, man. What it is, he knows sports. That's just the bottom line, man. He knows sports. So,
hey, and congratulations to him. Yeah, man. Congratulations to him, man. It's rumored, Mr. Bennett, man. When I heard them talking about this today, I was like, hell no. Like they were saying that it's rumored that LSU may reach out to him. FSU may reach out to him. So think about just think about Dion in Death Valley in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, with unlimited resources to hit that portal. Good God, bro.
Yeah.
It would be, oh my God. He get that.
Well, Florida State. I mean, that's going to be 10. I mean, that's his alma mater. So, I mean, I could definitely see them coming hard at him as well. But yeah, he'll have options, for sure. But now is that Dallas? So is that Dallas rumor? Is that legit, or that's just people just throwing stuff out there?
No, it's legit, man. People around here. Listen, at the games, people are tailgating, and they're inside with signs that said Dion and Shador 2025. Yeah, man. Just think about that. They're in the stands.
Well, the tank definitely seems to be gone, so they're gonna do their best to get that number 1 seed.
Yeah.
I think that it's a beautiful thing, man, to see fathers and their sons.
Man, lovely.
Doing what that's the dopest thing. In basketball and in football, man. It's a dope thing to see when you have. Even when you got, because it was somebody where it was the grandfather, the father, and then now it's the son. So it's this is in the NBA. So to see these generations of men, like it's gonna be hard, man. They're gonna have to get another division or something, bro, because it's gonna be very hard for a lot of these kids to be trying to come out of college and play in the NBA or play in the NFL, man, because you got these kids, not only is they, it's not just the fact that they're the heirs of Hall of Famers and other football players, but these kids are coming out very good. They're actually proving who they are. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be difficult, man, as the generations keep going on and on.
Yep. So boss man, what are your thoughts about Dion, man?
I actually have no thoughts. This is not a subject of mine at all.
Honest.
Boy, hey, that shit was
Not a single fucking thought at all. Not a single ounce. Not a minuscule thought.
Miniature.
Oh boy, that shit was funny as hell. R-Pain, what's your thoughts, man?
That's so funny. Hey, listen, you know what, man? I think it's always been edgy with Prime Time ever since he spit that water in Tim McGarvin's face. In one way or the other. I mean, I know they since apologized. I think my man passed away too, but I don't know, man. He deserves everything he's getting. You know, I agree with him for leaving the black college for bigger pastures. I mean, that's the way you should do it. I don't think they took advantage of what he left behind. You know, and all the people who came out against him, if you really didn't want him to leave, y'all should have donated some more money. But I think he should just keep going up. And one thing he provides, I think that's unique, is that he's prime time. He's a good coach. He's prime time. And he actually does stick by some of the things he says in terms of discipline, even including his sons.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think I think it's just kind of refreshing. I mean, he's arrogant. So what? You know, I mean, a lot of people who are successful are arrogant.
I was just about to say, name a athlete that's successful. That's That's
I mean, arrogant is really not a bad word. It's just how you wield it.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So,
Mm-hmm.
so that's the way it is. I mean, I like the dude, man. So it's cool, man. He deserves the accolades he's getting. And Jason Whitlock, he's an asshole, but I listen to him every so often.
Man, Jason Whitlock he's the shit on the sidewalk when you get up in the morning.
You know, but you didn't see the shit, so you know how to work around it, man. So every so often I say, hey, there's a pile over there. What's he saying?
Every day he talk about Dion. Every day.
I know.
And he's like Dion's house of it's something.
He thinks Dion's the devil. He thinks Dion's the devil.
Yeah, he said he's a false prophet. He said Dion in his 50s still wearing gold chains. Who gives a fuck?
So what? Right. So what?
Hey, look, he's the voice of some people out there.
Yes. Yeah.
Now again, whether or not he's simply grifting on that, if he really believes that, I don't know. But I mean, I think he speaks for a lot of people who have that sense.
Apology video this other day. He said I was wrong about Dion. I didn't listen to that particular video, but I saw him put out something today. He
said that Dion's coaching style and the way Dion live is not godly.
Man, he ain't no one to be talking about what's godly.
How my man lives. He's an asshole, man. You know, he's the one projecting, right? Because he was like a degenerate, you know, and he says he's on this road to recovery, but I'm not so sure.
Yeah,
I'm not so sure.
It's like he in love with Dion or something, bro. It's bad, bro. Every damn day. Even Shannon Sharp had to say something about it. He was like, bro, every time this man succeed, man, you always got some shit to say. Like, like what's going on? And you know, he was talking about some of the players. Jason Whitlock said some of the Colorado players inboxed him saying they're gonna beat his ass if they and rightfully so.
I can see that.
Yeah, I can see that. But and then he said he made a bet. He said that Dion would lose 2 of the last 3 games. So Dion has already won, and he has a bet with another guy at his little network thing or whatever. If Dion wins out, he has to go to the game in full Colorado gear and shake Dion's hand.
Oh, he gonna do it then. He's definitely gonna do it.
Shaking his hand. Shit. Nah, he probably will. Dion probably will shake his hand.
He'll shake his hand. He'll talk some shit to him, but he'll shake his hand.
Yeah,
no doubt.
But anyway, man, so thank y'all for that, man. But I want to get into a conversation tonight. You said the loudest black man causes the most damage, sign the black woman. Listen, I believe that we're living in a time that any heterosexual male who has a strengthening voice or strong voice in the world, on YouTube, in the presidential office, in the chief of police, the damn fire chief, anybody that has a strong opinion, masculine opinion, black women say, oh, we don't want to hear it. And I think one of the strongest groups of men in the world right now, in the country right now, who stands on morals, and Mr. Bennett, I would love to hear your thoughts on this. It's the Muslim community in the FOI, man. I had an opportunity to see. I went to Washington the last time they had the Million Man March thing, and man, those women and those men are just so disciplined. Like, shit, you know. And some of the girls are like walking around and they just got their hand behind their back and they just walk. They're just so disciplined and they're so attentive. And when he's preaching or speaking, they're directly focused on him. Like, they're just. So it was on Louis Farrakhan. So what are you guys' thoughts on why, Mr. Bennett, why is it that they want to silence men like yourself, a man who is a husband and a father, and who can help a lot of people? Why do you think they do that? What's up, grown man talking? What's going on, my brother? If you're not busy, man, on date night, man, the link is in the top of the chat, brother. I'd love to have you up here. Go ahead, Mr. Bennett.
Well, I think it's a little more nuanced than that.
Okay.
You can be honest. You can be as honest and direct as you want to be. You don't have to be a jerk about it.
Right.
So, and you also have to understand that it doesn't matter even how nicely you put it. A lot of people, if they don't want to hear it, then it doesn't matter how you say it either. So again, there's always going to be a piece you're going to have to just discard, because again, they're not for it. They're not ready for that. And those aren't the ones that you're talking to. But the ones who certainly want to listen or think what you say has value, yeah, you could be as honest and transparent, but I don't have to curse. I don't have to swear. I don't have to be a blowhard about things. I just state my opinions. I try to be factual in what I say. I try to back what I say up, and I lean on my own experience. And so for me, it's always supermarket approach. If it rocks with you, it rocks with you. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I mean, we talk about this on the gray area every Sunday. Yeah. So I think there's a difference though. I think between being, and again, we were talking about Prime earlier, how some people take it, in terms of, his confidence and whatnot. They take it as being brash and hostile, and it just rubs people the wrong way. Mm-hmm. And I think sometimes the way some men talk, it may rub some women the wrong way. But again, you can't be concerned about every woman. I think you definitely have to be your authentic self. And that's another thing I'm a proponent of. I mean, if that's genuinely who you are, then you just go with that and be yourself. But if it's not, if you're just projecting an image of, yes, I'm tough, yes, I'm manly, and yes, I'm this and that. But again, you don't have to. They say, real bad boys move in silence. You don't have to be the loudest guy in the room to make an impact on people. So I think there's just a lot of different ways to go about it. But some of those guys, again, like the Whitlocks, who just go up there and just say stuff just to be controversial. Mm-hmm. But for me, I'm always going to, listen to the voice of reason. I'm always going to, listen to logic, and that's what motivates me. But I'm not quite frankly, I'm not the biggest fan of blowhards or people with the loudest voices in the room. For me, I'm looking at the guy who's in the room who's talking the least. That's the guy I might want to pull over to the corner and be like, hey man, what you think about that? Because again, those are the guys I've just learned over time. Those are the guys who really know what's up, and they just let the chatter happen or whatever. And if they they may drop a nugget, you better be paying attention, because you may miss it. Because 90% of what the other guys are saying loudly is just fluff. So yeah, I think again, you're always going to have a segment of people who are just going to turn you off for just operating in your masculine energy. But that energy can also be, compassionate. It can be honest. It could be empathetic. But it doesn't have to necessarily succumb to a level of sympathy that then embraces your dysfunction. And I think you always have to be, as a man, I think you always have to be above that. And you have to kind of set that, you have to set that tone and standard but be somebody that some people will want to listen to. And so I love it when people come over to me and say, just pull me aside and say, hey man, what you think about this, or hey, can I talk to you about something? It's like, yeah man, what's up? So you just so again, for me it's a give and take sort of thing with influence, but I don't push myself on anyone, but I think there's room for different voices, loud and not so loud in a room, and unfortunately I think a lot of those guys who say that are the loudest, if you really break it down, they're really not saying a whole lot of anything, but it gets the clicks and the likes.
So, Mr. Bennett, so tell me about, go into one more thing and then we'll spread the conversation with everybody else. Talk to me about when it comes to marriage, a man's leadership and voice of authority in marriage. Because in the world that we're living in now is 2024, and a lot of women saying, I'm out working, I make more money than him, so now I don't have to subject myself to the authority of my husband because now I make more money, I'm independent. I don't have to be under this godly authority thing that he talks about because I'm my own woman. I make my own money. What are your thoughts about that when it comes to that?
I think it's a relatively new challenge in the last 50 years. I know guys personally who deal with this. I mean, on the real, like they call me up and they're like, man, my wife makes 3 times as much as I do. And just the level of sign language and the disrespect it's palatable. So I definitely empathize with my brothers who are dealing with that. I think part of this is you have, again, it's like women, they have like a new toy. And it's just like, it's like, kid at Christmas gets the toy. It's like, it's mine. No one can touch it but me. And it's like this new money that they got, but they don't understand with that comes responsibility. I think men have always understood that for forever, that, being, heavy is the crown. And I think a lot of women are not necessarily have embraced that yet. They want the goodies that come with it. They want the spending power and what, I guess, authority they think that money gives them. But do they really know how to wield it in a way that builds fruitful, healthy, productive relationships? I take it to the extreme. I have no problem if my wife did make 3-4 times more than me. I could care less. But can you create an environment that still edifies me, just like in my situation, I edify my wife, even though I make more, but still she's, she just turned, she had a birthday yesterday. She's my world, man. I mean, that's, she's God's greatest gift to me. And I shout her out anytime I get. So I think, again, how you wear, again, that headship and whatnot, it's about, my life is dedicated to those in my charge, my children, my wife, and they know that. So I think as long as you're with a woman and they recognize that, you are there, ride or die for them and whatnot, generally, if she's a good woman, she's gonna submit to that. And so my wife's already said, and my kids, we had a conversation maybe a couple weeks ago, and she was like, well, Mom, if you made more money, would you have more say? It's like, nah, if I make any more money, Dad still makes the decisions. She's told him this is like, it's not, but we don't even have that kind of, I'm the head sort of thing. You know what I mean? It's just lived. It's just experience. It's just what we do. And I think, again, I'd rather she answer the question than me. I think I've earned her trust over this time. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I think guys kind of go into it and have you earned the trust of your woman, or you just saying, well, I'm the man, therefore I'm the authority, and therefore you must do X, Y, and Z. I think for some women, you might be able to get them if you can earn their trust and say, look, okay, I can submit myself to this man, and because also that man also submits himself to God. I think you also, a true leader also is led. And so when she sees that I, live the life or walk the walk or what have you, then she's like, okay, well, he's on the right path. But if I was out just being reckless and doing my own thing, and then I'm going to come home and say, well, okay, you got to listen to me or whatever, it may not go as well. I think a lot of this is also earned, as well as, and have you done the work to earn the trust of your mate. I think that would go a long way in terms of, squelching some of those beefs. But there's going to be some who are like, it's my money. It's always going to be my money, and I'm going to do what I want to do or whatever. But they're not wife worthy to begin with. And if you find yourself in that situation, unfortunately, like I have some of my guys are.
What advice do you give them?
Man,
what do you tell them?
Well, obviously, I don't tell them to, certainly to leave or anything like that. I think some of these guys already got plans. They're like, look, when the kids turn 18 or whatever, I'm out. They've told me straight up because they don't want to break up the family. Because again, these guys are, they want the best for their kids, and they want to. So a lot of these guys, they kind of, suffer in silence. The best thing I just try to be for them is just a sounding board. Just to, it's like, hey man, can I meet, it'll be like 11 o'clock at night. It was like, hey man, can I meet you at the diner? I just need to, yeah man, I'll be there in a few. And I tell my wife, look, when we, I'm going out for a while, I'll be back. She'll be like, all right, just be safe. My wife doesn't stop me from doing what I need to do. And so I just try to be a sounding board, for them. And try to, at least try to calm them down a bit. But as far as telling them, yeah, man, you should leave her, you should check her or whatever, I don't necessarily go there. I don't want that responsibility of, causing any additional discord or whatnot. But all I can do is tell them is, just be the best husband you can possibly be, and, continue to, be the father to your kids that you need to be, and just handle your business. And, and in all things from a spiritual level, just pray, that, she'll encounter or get some godly wisdom herself to be like, hey, I need to be a better wife to my husband. But I generally, again, I'm not a counselor or whatnot, so I don't try to, overstep my boundaries there. But it is difficult, and I do feel for brothers who, who do go through that.
Now, I will say this too, one more thing, and then we're gonna move on to everybody else can jump in. I heard Shahrazad Ali say that when you're married and you're in the covenant of marriage, and you get out of line with marriage. So let's start with the men first. So if a man decides, I want to go and have sex with 10 women while I'm married, okay, that woman has a right to divorce him based on the fact that he broke the covenant. And so, but wouldn't we consider that the same if women are verbally abusive, or not just verbally abusive, but saying, hey, listen, you're no longer the leader, I make more money, and they're not willing to put themselves in position as a wife? Would we also call that breaking the covenant as well?
Yeah.
If I go from a strictly, to me, it gets dangerous, because again, you can take, okay, if scripture says, okay, you leave because of adultery, and again, even adultery, that's not a definitive say, I'm gone if you cheat on me. It's basically saying, that's certainly a grounds, but if you can work it out, then I would think that the proper thing is to try to work that out. Or if the person decides to leave, especially if it's because of your faith. Let's say if you weren't believers and then one becomes a believer and the other one's not with it, and they said, look, I bounce, I'm not with this, then they're free to go also. But once you start getting into these, justifying other reasons, well, because, she won't submit to me, or because she is abusive in one way or another, again, it's a gray area for me. I'll just say that. But I don't want to just start creating a lot of justifications why people should just leave.
Sounds like a show to me.
Yeah,
a gray area, just a gray area.
Yeah, we have to tackle that ground at some point. But yeah, it's difficult, man. It's And the thing about it is, you also have to factor in, I don't think there's, because remember in the early years of this YouTube space, everyone was talking about vetting, but again, you get to a point, people change. You could do all the vetting in the world, circumstances change. We came through so many different things politically, globally, and things of that nature. People's views just get off.
And then you also have people that knows nothing about it. You know, when we say people forgot the art of something, for the most part, a lot of people have never seen it, right? I was just talking to my mom and we were talking about that, how the changing of the generations, right? When you got the people that are teenagers that go from teenagers to adulthood, and they didn't get the same upbringing that their parents end up getting per se, right? And there's information that gets lost within that change. So they've never seen a lot of the things that we talk about. Even when we say vetting, right? It is something, it's like a thing of the past, because vetting also, it entailed this, like when we say courting, right? It entails everyone in the families, right?
That was part of it, yeah.
That was part
Because
of
you
it.
understood marriage was almost like it's almost like you and the woman were almost the least part of it, right?
Yeah,
you were kind of like the bargaining chip in the thing, but really it was about these two families, or in some cases dynasties,
The merging of dynasties, right?
coming
Yes.
together, right? So
Yes.
it is like, this is y'all just part of the deal. You
Yes,
guys are
building a stronger community, right?
Absolutely.
And so there was information that was being passed through. It's like it's things that I wouldn't know about myself being married, but I would have, probably her father or my father, her mother, an uncle, a cousin, someone that can sit down and actually give you counsel over the things that you're going through, because they've went through it too. And it's in the spirit of building a stronger community. We can't afford for y'all to be breaking up. We're going to do whatever we have to do so we can keep you two together. You guys are young. These things are going to happen. And then you will have the women saying, listen, this is what your man's going to be. This is how he's going to be. You're going to have to give him a little give. Then the man would talk to the other man and tell him, look, this is what you have to do. And it's kind of like, that's how we grow up. And then at some point, we end up being able to do it all by ourselves, right? And then we're going to do it all over again. Then we ended up changing. And now we're telling our youngins, the same thing. The communication is always constant. Now it's not so much. It's just a bunch of talking points, a bunch of words that we call buzzwords now, and a bunch of people saying stuff that does not apply to today, the moderate times.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that a man does not have a right, and I'm gonna get you in here, boss man. I think that a man does not have a right to break his covenant with his wife, and go cheat and do all the other stuff. Right? You married her, her, right? That is your woman. But I believe, Mr. Bennett, on the flip side of that, I believe even the Bible says that a good woman is a crown to her husband's head, but a quarrelsome woman, or a woman with a sharp tongue, is cancer to his bones. And I think the longer that you allow yourself to be abused, verbally abused, she's talking down to you, you may sometimes get into a situation where you may be in a situation where you may get laid off on a job after 15 years or something crazy. And she said, I'm out, I'm leaving you. And Chris Rock was so right. And I know it was a joke, but it's so true what he said. He said that the only thing that is loved unconditionally is women, children, and pets. Men are loved under the condition that they can provide something.
Yeah.
But I think we're okay with that.
Hold on.
I think for the most part, men are okay with that.
What's up, Champ Talk Reacts? How you doing, brother?
Salute, bro.
Hey, what's good? What's good?
What's going on, Champ?
Welcome to the show. So I want to get Boss Man in here. We was waiting on Boss Man next, man. Thank you for being here. Boss Man, what are your thoughts, bro?
All right, bear with me because everything is all choppy on my side. So if I freeze, it is what it is on my side.
I'll let you know. Yeah.
All right. So first things first is what you start your relationship off with is more than likely how you end up ending it with, or for that part, what you foundationalize your relationship with is what is going to be built on. And so if you there it is. See? All right. So if you lead it off with I guess if you lead it off with, I guess, relying on the leadership of your entire relationship being led by the fact that you are materially providing, and it's based on the fact that everything moves and shakes on the fact that you are financially, yes, stable, but leading it off with just that, and you have nothing else to offer, then yes, if that fails, you're pretty much doomed if that ever were to go. So if you don't develop anything else with the woman that you then lock on with, then yes, that's pretty much all that she's pretty much going to be depending on, and I guess honing in on or sights in on. And if that ever falters or fails, whatever the case may be, then for the most part, yeah, that might be part and parcel why in some instances you end up in a situation where if you lose your job, so on and so forth, yada yada, then yeah, if you got her on those type of pretenses, then that's more than likely how you end up going to be losing her. So then think of it like this: do we as men change our style of leadership? What we are, like Mr. Bennett was mentioning, to some degree, what we use or what tools we're using as far as how we lead within the relationship. Are we leading with, our finances? Yes. Are we leading with trust? Are we leading with good leadership qualities? Are we, gaining some modicum of respect? Are we respectable? Because in those aspects, when the money does fail, because sometimes it does, we don't have any control over that mess. Sometimes you lose a job. Sometimes shit happens. Bunch of bills come in. You really can't help that shit. Economics, so on and so forth. She trusts you. Have you been a solid rock foundation in every other aspect to where that is the only thing that she's leaning on you towards in every other aspect of the relationship, for the most part? If she's been all over the damn place, have you been able to, not physically, but just grab her and say, no, this is not how this is going to work? If she's been disrespectful to you, have you been able to say, no, I'm not taking this, and I don't care how much money you make? Has that been an established foundation? Have you been able to set boundaries, and irrespective to manipulation tactics? One of the manipulation tactics that women love to use is sex. There we go. Sex is one of the manipulation tactics that women like to use. So are we weakened by that? Because if we are weakened by that, then you bet your ass that's one weakening tactic that will definitely be used against us, even before marriage and definitely throughout marriage. So to some degree, I understand the plight, BMU, that yes, does a man have, is it a double-edged sword? It is. But I also think that it really depends on how you grabbed that woman's attention in the first place. To me, there's two different types of masculinity. There is the stoic, resolute one, and then there is the bombastic, brute one. And kind of what Mr. Bennett was talking about, it really depends on who's listening and who wants to listen, and who and what age that person is, and who is interested in which type. Some women are interested in the bombastic, brute one. Some are interested in the stoic and resolute one. And quite frankly,
yeah. And you know what?
There we go. Hold on.
Oh, there you go.
Did I freeze?
You good? No,
Yeah,
you're good.
There we go. Okay, I think I'm back. There we go. Did I freeze? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So while we waiting on Boss Man,
I'm good now. Okay.
Yeah, while we wait, now Boss Man, give me just a second. I want to play something for you guys.
Yeah.
I want to play this because I think this is what Mr. Bennett was alluding to. when he said he has to go out to these damn Waffle Houses at 2:00 in the damn morning.
Yeah. Well, here we have diners. Jersey, we have shout out to Jersey diners, man. We got
man.
We don't have Waffle House, but we got Jersey diners.
Diners are special.
But yeah, so let me play this real quick because I think this just listen to this, Mr. Ben. I just want to watch your face expression while this is going on. Here we go.
For divorce.
What happened with that?
Basically, my husband. I'm going through a divorce.
What happened with that?
Basically, my husband stopped meeting my expectations.
What you mean?
So when I met him, when I met my husband, I told him what I expect from a man. The number one rule with being with me is you have to provide. I won't settle for anything less. So my husband ended up losing his job.
He had a job?
Yeah,
where he worked
He
at?
had a job. He was a manager at a
Put
warehouse.
the mic in so these people can hear you. He was a manager at the warehouse?
He was a manager at a warehouse.
Okay.
So he ended up losing his job. He came home and he told me. I'm like, okay, cool. All right. So a month went by and he looked for me to pay the bills. Who paying what bills? So I was going to consider it if he gave me the money back for paying the bills. And he told me no. He felt like he shouldn't have to do that. What do you mean? When I told you, as a man, I expect you to provide. Under no circumstances will I ever touch bills as long as I got a husband. None. If you can, you can hear.
He probably happy you gone, though.
I'm sure he missed me.
A headache?
Shit.
That would be a headache for me. I know I just lost my job. What if he lied? You know, niggas do that. Like, I just lost my job, baby, to test.
But
what is he doing now?
That's childish. Like, what you testing me for? That's childish.
I'm saying to see what I got. Now I see what I got.
If you asked me to be your wife, you knew what you had.
Nah, I ain't thinking I down lose my job from the warehouse and they gonna do that.
I mean, but you knew what it was.
So,
like you knew what it was. I told you who I was from the beginning, and you still asked me to be your wife.
Oh, you told him that if he loses his job, you gonna throw it away?
I didn't tell him that, but I told him
What'd you
like
tell him?
you are to provide, and I told him, baby, your money is my money, and my money is my money. And so he didn't have any more money, and that was a problem for me.
You married?
Hey, look.
Honestly, I got no beef with that.
Hey, thanks.
The boss man, you nailed it just before
Thanks.
you set up you did the alley oop and that was the dunk right there, man. So I got no issue with that whatsoever.
I said what the fuck I said. Look, look. Here's the fucking thing. Right here. I have no sympathy for the man who decided to wife that chick. And the reason why I said that is because fuck the diplomatic shit. I have no sympathy for that guy. And the reason being is because she said what the fuck it was before he got with her. So anything he got.
But he asked him specifically, though, what did he say? He said, but did you tell him if he ever loses his job, you're going to leave? She said, no, I didn't tell him that.
She told him enough.
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 Hey, boss, let me just say this. I don't know if you're going to play.
We got you in the next champ. Go ahead. No, it was over.
If you're going to play, I'm going to be real quick on this one. If you're going to play some more of it, she also said he was a simp because she had 3 kids going into that shit.
She said she had 3. Look, she said,
dumbass.
She had 3 kids. Now, mind you, the 3 kids in itself isn't like the worst thing in the world. But what does tell me this is the fact that she comes in with all of that. It's the panoply for me. You come in with the audacity to say that I don't pay any bills. My money is my money as long as I have a husband. And then I have three kids. I think I said that twice already. And then you come in and you say, and if your money ever jacks up, that's it for me. Okay, now that's some balls because in my court, that wouldn't have worked for me. Your ass would have been there.
Hey, boss man, do you know she also stroked his boy?
Yeah, that too. I saw that part. That too. And then she went to the friend, and the friend ain't shit either. These hoes ain't loyal.
Are you out of your fucking mind? Are you crazy?
These hoes ain't loyal.
And I'm talking about the friend too. I'm talking about the friend. Both of them ain't shit. The friend and her ass. Then that dude was stupid. Because ain't nobody coming to me. I'm sorry. Ain't nobody coming to me with 3 fucking kids down the road and then telling me what you're not doing.
Well, boss
No.
man,
No.
man, you know what my boy said?
No.
My boy said,
You gotta be able to pew.
No, dumbass. Sorry, dumbass.
Champ, thank you for being here tonight, man. What is your perspective on what you just this woman of God just said? I mean, what are your thoughts? That boy speechless.
Look, man, when I think hey, listen, I seen the clip that clip, just that part of it, like two days ago, maybe yesterday, man, and I was already blown away, man, taken aback. Just coming in already, like what happened to like being a little humble? You know what I'm saying? Like you're coming in here. I'm not saying that men, we date women with kids. I'm not one of those red pill dudes that's just gonna be like, don't date no woman with kids, because that, like, I've been there. I can't, and I do, and I have that. So it's like, all right, cool. But the thing is, when you come into a situation like that, you like, what is the point of coming and making demands and saying that, yo, you're going to do this and I'm going to get this out of it? I'm going to get, like, what? Hold up, pause, wait a second. Like, you know what I'm saying? And for that guy, like Bossman said, bro, I have absolutely no sympathy for him at all. Normally you say, people don't deserve anything. People say, oh, I deserve this. No, he deserved exactly what he got. You know what I'm saying? If she put all that on the table in the beginning and let you know, I'm coming into this as me, it's my 3 kids. You're going to take care of all of us. That's your financial responsibility. You know what I'm saying? And then if something do happen, just know me and my kids are out. So, and this is the reason why people be saying that being a step parent, a father mainly, is a thankless job, right? Because that if that man took that on, he married her, took on the financial responsibility, had a financial setback, she left him, and now I guess what you said, now she with his boy. And now if that's the case,
I'm surprised he's not in prison.
Right now, Lady D. Now, normally I don't address people in the chat, but I'm gonna go ahead and do this one. What's wrong with it? What's wrong with the kids? Listen, you're talking to someone who has a wife who presented me with 2 kids, and I'm a stepdaddy of 2 kids. And here's the thing: I don't have a problem with anyone with 2 kids, but however, the situation is, my lady came to me humbled and understood that she came to a man with no kids, no responsibilities, no baby mamas, and was humbled and still had an understanding that she had something to provide to the table, with the understanding that she was not the table. That's the difference. So when you come in and you recognize that you are not the table, but you are coming in understanding you have something to offer, you humble yourself. Humility is the key. So nothing's wrong with the kids. I'm speaking from experience here. Because if the tables were reversed, I'm not going to come up here and say to somebody who I'm coming in economically challenged. Let's talk real here. There are some men who come to women expecting that a woman is supposed to provide and do all these things. And wait a minute, bro. You got kids, bro. Okay, so you wanting a woman to be a stepmother. Now, I get that it may be slightly economically different because typically men make more than women. Okay, so I can understand that to some degree, but the theory is still the same. You're wanting someone else to come in and pick up where another adult left off. That's a sacrifice, no matter how you flip that. Humble yourself. So that's the problem with kids, is that when you bring kids to the table, it is baggage. It doesn't matter what you bring to the table. It's baggage. Humble yourself. And just because you are sitting on a different piece of equipment that God gave you, it does not make you above or beneath the other person that you are getting ready to meet at that motherfucker. Over.
Hey, listen, one more before we go too far off. I thought when Mr. Bennett was talking about leadership in the family, I just want to co-sign everything he said, man. That's how it is. You have to. For me, it was kind of easy because I took my wife directly from her father, right? He expected me to lead the family, right? That's why I went to talk to him. So, but I agree with, he said there's so many different conversations before, but I agree with you, Mr. Bennett, on that. I think my relationship with my wife is similar to what yours is with yours in terms of leadership. I mean, you don't have to, I don't boss my wife around. I mean, our relationship is like if I could put it figuratively, it's like an umbrella over what our relationship is. It's a boundary. And as long as we stay under that boundary, she's free to do anything she wants to do. As long as that boundary isn't breached. And if it ever is breached, we just talk about it. But it's very seldom if it would be. So we don't have any issues. And our relationship is the center of everything we do in our house, even above the kids.
Can I ask questions to the brothers? Because one thing, and again, we've dealt with this video before. Or I think it was on another Talk Tuesday where I think this came up. Has anyone here ever talked a brother off the ledge? Meaning,
yes,
bro.
Okay, finish your question.
She ain't the one. Yeah, I mean that's basically my question, because I think, he did what he did, or whatever could have been prevented. Just like the video we saw the one time, the brother married the woman and she wouldn't say obey, I think, in the marriage vows, even though they said they went over counseling and whatnot and said, look, and she stood right there. And I was like, well, look, if you're under pastoral counseling, should the pastor just kind of pulled over and say, bro, she ain't going to do it for you, man. I mean, it's so do we have as brothers, since this is the barbershop, and be honest, how many have license? How many could step to you? So like, boss man, I'll use you as an example.
Sure.
How determined were you to marry her if all of us in here were like, nah, bro, she got kids, don't do it? Would your pushback have been like reactive, like to say, oh, I'm gonna do it anyway? Or do you have a circle of friends that gained your trust to such an extent where you would have taken their advice? Now, their advice would have said, look, as long as she did that, then you good to go. But I'm just saying, were you willing to submit yourself to counsel of trusted advisors to say, and if those guys said, as much as you like this girl, as long as she treats me good, she's great in bed, and yeah, I know she's got these kids, but I'm feeling her. But how many of us honestly to say, nah, bro, it's if you take that on, it's unwise. Don't do it. How many genuinely have been able to earn a guy's confidence to say you need to step away from that and be honest with ourselves? If someone came to us with the person that we wound up with and they were like, nah, she ain't the one for you, would you have gone the other way? Because I think this is the only side of this you can tackle. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's, if the brothers don't get it together and protect one another,
right,
then who is?
Well, Mr. Bennett, let me tell you this. you really can't talk a guy who's smitten over a woman out of anything.
There you go. There it is.
You really, I don't care who you are, man. If a guy has it for a chick, you ain't talking about his shit. He's got to go through it.
There it is.
And I
there it is. So for me, I had people telling me both sides.
Mm.
All right. Telling me that basically that's a no-go, so on and so forth, yada yada. And I had more people telling me no than yes. I have never been the kind of person to let people tell me what to do, but I've always taken their counsel. All right. What I typically try to do is heed to what they're saying and then watch for the warning signs or watch for what they were saying. Because yes, they're telling me things from their perspective, but it doesn't mean that because they have experienced something either anecdotally in their own lives or witnessed something, it doesn't mean that what they experience is going to happen in my own life. Because then what is the point of fate? What is the point if I'm going to always be whispering or waiting for someone to tell me what's going to happen, right? So you take counsel for what it is, okay, as to watch for the warning signs. Now, what I did is I took that advice and then said, okay, now that I know this could potentially happen. Let me guard myself just in case these things happen, but let me see what she does. Right? And then from there, she showed me the opposite. But I took precautions to ensure that just in case she showed me the things that they warned against, I wasn't going to be so detrimented, at least economically, that it would be so harsh. If that makes any sense, right? So
yeah. Like I said, we're not talking about anybody here. I mean, we're talking about trusted. I mean,
But our pain is correct in that most men who are smitten and betrothed, there's a new word. They're not going to readily hear until it hits them right on the forehead, like, dang, I should have listened, especially if they already got in the box. I'm sorry.
So that's when basically most men are going to take counsel, right? I had a friend. We met each other. We probably had a friendship. He actually was my coworker, and he had a wife she was just abusive, right? She was abusive. He never told me too much about her abusive part until I came to work one day and he was sleeping in the car.
Damn.
Oh,
he was sleeping in the car.
Why?
He was taking showers. Like we had a suite down in one of our because we was in a business office. Mm-hmm. So downstairs we had a shower, a couple of showers down there. Showers, bathroom, and that's what he was taking. And so I asked him what was going on. And as soon as I asked him, man, what's going on, bro? He just bust out, just started crying. Right?
Mm-hmm. You were the first person to ask him.
Yep.
Yeah, because I came to work earlier than I normally would come. Because normally he'd just be at work working. But I called him, he was sleeping in his car. All his clothes was in the car. It was in his trunk and everything. And he just bust out crying, right? So we got to talking. He was married to this woman for about 8 years. And he was not originally from here. He came here to marry her. She already had 3 kids. He ended up giving her another child. And it was really bad for him, right? So this is what happened with me talking him off the ledge. And it took probably about a year. But I always used to tell him, look at how you're living, right? Why would you expect anything different to come out of your life if you're going to stay in hell? And I asked him, and I always used to ask him, why are you still there? Right? I was like, why are you still there? I know from all the things he told me, she called the cops on him. She was the one hitting on him, right? And called the cops on him, got him arrested, kicked him out of the house that he was paying the rent for, right? And so it just got to the point where I had to talk to him, and I had to talk him off the ledge. But the first thing I had to do was get him to trust me, right? Because I was going through some myself. It wasn't that shit he was going through.
Right.
But I had to have him to walk with me. I'm like, this is where your life can be right now. This is where your life is right now. Look at what's happening right now. Take the focus off of her and put the focus on yourself, right? I told him, that damn apartment is not worth it. Leave everything. If you got a damn PS5, leave that shit too. Leave everything in there. Will you please
go get the PS5? No, don't leave the 5. Go get the PS5.
You can always get another.
Everything is loaded in the cloud. Everything's in the
type
cloud,
of money,
man.
The type of money that this man was making, he can get another one.
Yeah.
The type of money that this man is making, he can get another one, right? This was the thing. I had to walk him side by side because I had love for my brother, but I had to have it. I couldn't give him the type of frustration that I had. I couldn't show him that I was just 100% frustrated with him because this was a good guy. So I had to walk with him. It's kind of like, this is how crazy it became. He walked away. I told him, I said, leave whatever you ain't got in your car, leave it. You're going to get more. There was this white guy that nobody liked at work, except for myself and him. This guy he talked loud because he couldn't hear. His ass was, the man had a lot of damn money. He was a widow, and he was getting ready to retire from where we were at. And he told him, he heard us talking. He told him, he said, the guy, my boy, C, I ain't gonna tell you what his name is, but he said, C, you can come and live with me for however long you want to live with me. Get your life together. I don't give a damn. He said, I ain't worried about money. I ain't worried. You ain't paying me no rent. You ain't paying. Only thing you got to do is take care of yourself. I got a hole upstairs for you. For 2 years, he lived with that man. I'm working on because his self-esteem was gone. He lived in Virginia. I said, will you please take your ass back home? I didn't want to leave because that was my homeboy. That's my drinking buddy. That was a guy that I can talk to. That was the first. I didn't have a lot of friends at that time. But I'm like, damn, Nat, leave here. Go back to where you were originally from. Go get your wife. Divorce this woman right here. If they and guess what? He had to pay alimony. He had to give her a portion of his 401k.
Oh my God.
I told him so.
This took a
so
turn.
you gonna have to pay to get out of this. You're gonna have to pay to get out of this. Let me tell you something. My man went back home. He ain't been home probably in about 7 years. He went back home. He come back. He said, "Man, I met a girl that I used to go to school with. It's like I said, that's your wife right there. Go get that woman and make her your wife. Get ready to divorce this woman right here." His motivation was so good, man, because he kept going back home now, right? Back and forth. He had a lot of leave time. This man, I was like, man, will you please go get your life? Let me tell you what that dude did. He divorced her. He gave her a portion of his 401k, and he still had to pay some other shit, plus child support. His daughter right now is 22 years old. He's a grandfather now. She's married now, right? This man is married. He had a house built. I was one of his groomsmen. He didn't have a best man because he had some homies that was really, really close to him. We all were just his groomsmen, or you could just say we all was his best man, right? The man got married to this woman. He ended up getting transferred back to DC. He had a $300,000 house. Him and his wife, his new wife to be, got that mug built. This man is getting ready to retire right now with a pocket full of money. What happened was that when he let all that old shit go, everything started coming to him. He ended up having back pay, bro. And I ain't never seen the government pay somebody this much back pay. It was damn near $30,000 they had to pay that man back.
Oh my gosh.
Do you know how good his life is right now because he let that shit go? He didn't worry about none of that. I said, man, that ain't. And to this day, man, that dude thanks me His wife even thanks me. I'm like, I didn't do anything but just talk to my man. He needed somebody to really, really be able to talk him off the ledge. Because that, if you tell me, because I used to call it, I used to be like, boy, you simping, you're like a sucker right now, you know. And he was just like, listen, he be crying and laughing at the same time, man. But that man, because he was that good of a man, you know what I'm saying? Things came back to him like triple, quadruple, came right back to him, man. And now he's doing well. Even his ex-wife and him, because they got a child together. Now they got a grandchild together, right? And he raised her other 3. They still call him dad. Do you know that him and her are on better terms? Let me tell you why. Because he forgave her. Now the thing was that she never forgave herself. She had a man that she left him for, right? Had a man. That dude dead. Died of cirrhosis of the liver.
See, that's in the Bible. I ain't in there.
Yeah, I get it.
Now,
but sometimes he needed to hear that though. He needed to hear it, and I was just like, damn, just some dude that he just met at work.
You and your kids. Bye.
But JT, what you I don't think you realize what you end up doing. This is gonna sting, but I'm gonna say it. Here we go. What you ended up doing was telling that man inadvertently to do one thing, and that is to take some accountability for himself and for his life.
Absolutely.
Because in that moment when you came, when you saw him, he was wallowing. In that moment, it was, and it ran through his head. It was just why, instead of this is why I did this. This is what I'm going to do to fix this.
Yeah.
And it wasn't any accountability of, yep, I fucked up, so this is what I'm going to do.
Yes.
It wasn't.
That's basically what I did.
Solution oriented.
Boss man, that was exactly what I did because he used to always try to complain about her to me. He used to try to complain about her to me, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck what she doing. You know that's what she doing. What you doing? You keep sitting there, standing there, taking that shit. You the one that's sitting, you waddling right along with her. Leave it alone. Whatever's attached to her, please get the hell on. He left her, man. When he gave all that, it just got so bad where he just was like, I gotta leave here then. I said, go. I want you to go. Like I said, that was my friend, man. That was my boy. I'm like, cool.
Well,
I didn't want that man to stay. I didn't want that man to stay here and just because he can be a friend of me. Fuck that.
Right. And I think JT, you're really onto something because we got to be real here as well. What I'm asking guys to do, I'm also asking you to possibly lose something. You know what I'm saying? Lose a friend or whatever. You may lose, but if it's right, that to me, that's courage.
Yes,
you gotta lose.
You know what I'm saying? And I know guys who's like, look, never talked again, but they never regret for one stage telling them what they needed to hear in that moment. Look, you could say, Bob, deuces, I'm out. I don't want to talk to you anymore. But you got to be willing to lose some people. But they say if you truly love someone, you got to be willing to let them go.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So I'm saying, so maybe for somebody from the brothers, we may have to start doing that and be willing to lose at least not from our end.
Right.
But again, tell brothers the truth when it's like, look, she's not the one for you, bro. I mean, it's walk away from that.
The big question is, Mr. Bennett, people keep asking, is why don't men leave? Boss Man said it earlier, right? JT just said it, right? I think we all agree on that question. Why don't men leave? I think I have something on that, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. A lot of men married their mama. Let me say it again, because I know people gonna be mad, and I don't give a care. I don't care. A lot of people married their mom. Those characteristics that you grew up with your mom, I forgot what it's called. I forgot what the disorder is called, where you get abused, but you start to like it.
You talk about Stockholm?
Stockholm syndrome?
And there we go, Mr. Bennett. I appreciate you.
I'm about to go. No, I'm about to go find it. Hang on.
Okay, go ahead. God damn.
I think it's Stockholm syndrome. I think that's what it is.
Stockholm syndrome, that's what you're talking about.
So
Yeah.
there you go. Braxton said emotional incest. Jesus Christ.
There, thank you. There it is. Boom.
Imagine being in a home with your mom, no father. She depending on you to be the head of the house, take out the trash, clean up everything, be the man around the house, do all these things starting at a very early age. And then when you don't do what she wants you to do, you a stupid motherfucker, you a bitch ass nigga, sit your stupid ass down, I'll slap you in the face, I'm gonna beat you up, I'm gonna punch you in your chest, I'm gonna teach you how to be a man, right? And then you get older and you move out the house and you meet a young lady that says, you bitch ass nigga, I'm gonna beat you up, I'm gonna slap you in your face. And he say, oh, she love me. She love me like my mama love me. My mama call me that all the time, but she still love me. And a lot of men have married their moms and they can't let their mamas go. And it's the same thing with these women. It's a mental illness to me. You can't let your mama go, and you definitely not finna let her go because she reminds you so much of mama. And until you treat that trauma, you gonna still think that she loves you in spite of. That's why they're not leaving. Sometimes it ain't got nothing to do with the box. Sometimes it's got to do with the mind.
Nah, facts.
This just like my mama. She just like my mama. My mama loved me in spite of me. My mama said, call me a bitch ass nigga, but she was still at my graduation. She was still at my football game. She still fed me. She still put clothes on my back. My mama still took me to dinner. These wives, I'm gonna call him a bitch ass nigga, but later on when I want something, I'm gonna take him to Saltgrass and get a steak. We're gonna go to Red Lobster. We're gonna take a little trip. You know, I'm gonna butter him up and get him back like I want him before I knock his ass back down again. Same shit.
So
Man.
would it not? I'm sorry, champ. Would it?
No, you good.
Would it not be? Now, let's get back to your other question really quick. Let's connect it.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Your other question would be: is why does society not like, or dislike, or disdains masculinity? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Would it not be a trait of masculinity to be able to cut somebody off and choose yourself in order to better yourself to be more attractive? Right?
Absolutely.
Okay. So would it not be the same an evidence of that trait to be able to cut your mom off as well? Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So isn't it a key thing for people to do to know what type of man you are is to also judge how you treat your mama?
Yeah, I can say that's a component also. Yeah.
But remember the line I always say, and we always laugh about it. Even though she was a crack fiend mama, she always was a black queen mama. The black men, the majority of black men don't see their mama as the old hoe that slept with everybody and don't know who his daddy is. They see her as
Go ahead, champ.
Nah, man. I mean, y'all are spitting facts tonight.
Go ahead, champ.
Dang, it made me look. Yeah, y'all kind of made me forget, man, what I was about to say. But I wanted to say, oh yeah, I know what I want to say, man. So I kind of learned the game early. To Mr. Bennett, to your question, I learned the game early because my pretty much my whole family been in the military, and so I've been in the so I did my time too. But I hung around the older guys. Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hung around the older guys because my uncle was in the military, then my auntie was in the military at the same time. So I was always around the older guys. And it was one of them. I was about 17, 18, and I just heard the rest of the crew saying his girl was a succubus.
Wow. I never heard anybody refer to it.
Not a succubi. Yes.
Hey.
God damn.
So
I never heard that before.
In fact, so look, so I'm 17, 18, trying to decide if I'm about to go into the military, and they like, man, we've been telling bro to leave, man. We've been telling bro to leave. He got this succubus, man. She just hanging on to him, like, and I'm just like, damn, what is a succubus? Like,
you might want to go look that up.
Is she cold at what she do? Oh yeah, well, I know what it is now.
Okay,
but you know what I'm saying. But I was that young, I didn't know, so I'm like, damn, like, is that a good thing? You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, once I looked it up and I found out, then I started to piece together the things that he was going through and the reasons why he would be in and out. Pause. Like, he would be with us one day. The next time, my auntie, my uncle, and all them get together, he wouldn't be nowhere around. Like she had her claws in the man so deep, couldn't nobody say nothing to him.
Damn.
And it's like that for some guys, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's even worse though for the guys who didn't get any attention from women, and now a woman is giving him attention. You know what I'm saying? I had a guy one time come in to work and show us pictures of his girl, and I don't mean a regular picture like she took a glam shot. I'm talking about lingerie pictures. I said, hey. I said, yo, hold up, this is somebody you love? Yeah, bro. Oh, she don't care. I said, bro, if she don't care that you coming in here showing us pictures of her and her lingerie, that's not something that you want. I'm letting you know.
Man, shit.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog.
Hey, my boy, listen, I'm telling you, my boy was gone, came back. Listen, she was showing everybody her lingerie. On base. Everybody on base.
Wicked. You're wicked. That's right.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So you know, and then after that, I kind of learned, you know, just a couple things that where you know, older brother told me one time, man, he said straight up, if you go downtown and you see my wife downtown, she at the bar, another man with her downtown, don't come and tell me. I need to see for myself, because if you come and tell me, then I'm gonna think that you want my woman.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna think that you have something in it and you want us to break up so you can slide in the door. And I think that that's the reason why a lot of brothers don't talk them off the ledge.
You know what, champ? You know what I would have told him? I would have said, you stupid motherfucker. I'm telling you right now, your woman down here sucking somebody else's dick. I don't give a goddamn what you think about me. Man, so weird. You weak motherfucker. That's how you gotta talk to them dudes. Them dudes like that. You gotta talk to them like that, man. Your girl down here right now, she is 30 seconds away from having peanutitis in her throat.
Would you ever say another motherfucking word to me?
Hey, listen, man. He said, I'd rather catch my wife on my own. I'd rather catch my wife on my own.
I want to get our opinion on this. Yeah.
I just want to ask Mr. Bennett real quick. Mr. Bennett, do you want me to tell you I saw your wife at Essence Festival hooked up with Idris Elba?
Look, if you're in the circle, you know, if you're in the circle, and again, but don't now again. How many of us have that convo? If this is the circle, right?
Right.
Yeah. BMU. If I saw your wife.
Yeah.
Now, are you big dude, man? I want to fight you, bro. You know what I'm saying? With your temper, I'll be like, look, I gotta weigh that. Am I gonna catch a right, or do I gotta come balled up or something, or is it go? Again, that's saying you got to be intimate with that. I'm talking, and like I said, you can't be just a buddy or rant outside. Hey, man, you see him at the club or whatever. I'm talking about we thick as thieves, friends greater than brothers, or even if it's your brother himself. I'm saying, are we willing to go to that depth for those who we truly love? Like, look, I love you, man.
Absolutely. Mr. Bennett, I want you to say, man, right now, I see your wife right now. She up by the stage right now, got her hand in the dude's pants playing with I need you to get here. I'm gonna say, Mr. Bennett, all I ask you to do is don't let her leave. If she try to leave, hit her in the back of the head with a ball of sun.
No, but the point that Champ is making and Mr. Bennett is making is real. I mean, sometimes we'll disrespect your ass right down the hole.
100, man.
Right down that hole, man, because the messengers sometimes gets the shrapnel. Right? The messengers get the shrapnel. I mean, because some people find comfort in their ignorance.
You're right.
You strip that shit away, man.
Majority of folks do. Majority,
Fact.
they don't want to know. Most. Do you know how many people that know that their significant other is cheating on them And because they don't want to mess a good thing up, they act like they ain't see it. The only thing, I've heard women say this. I ain't have a problem with you cheating on me. The problem I got is that everybody knows that you cheat on me.
Facts.
You're embarrassing me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or you would have them say, I knew you was doing it all along. They did. They went across your phone and saw the text message. They done seen somebody done told them some shit. They don't want to mess up what's going on at that time. Women, what they do is they're gonna plan that shit, right? They're gonna get it right when they get all their shit together, they get it all packed, and then they gonna lay it on your ass. With us, we can't hold that shit in. We can't hold it in. We find out, you about to find out that we found out on the phone.
On the phone. You ain't even made it home yet.
Who the hell is Percy?
Yeah, and think about it. And then think about this though. This is the most mental illness part right here for me. Imagine knowing that your wife or your fiance or your significant other is cheating and you know it, and you still are performing sexual acts on this woman, knowing that this man is ejaculating in your woman, she's sucking his nigga's dick, they cuddling up, he's stroking her out, and then you in there. I'm telling you, man, most dudes in there, they're just pumping their ass off. Inside, they doing this. They know it.
No.
Yeah. Well, look. I'll say this. I'll add an additional caveat to what I was saying earlier.
Woo.
I'm talking about from like the onset. You know what I mean? If you decide to go all in and walk that aisle, they say, "Speak now, forever hold your peace." I'm holding my peace. If I told you, if I gave you some intel ahead of time.
Yeah.
So after that, if you decide to go through with it, whatever, I'm like I said, my name is Bennett and I ain't in it. I'm totally out of it at that point.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You know, when you meet these girls on the rip, the video, she's told very early on that this was the deal. And if any of us were in that guy's friendship circle, we found that out or what have you, I'm saying that's the time to go in. But if the guy's already married, he's got kids with her and whatnot, yeah, it's harder. Like I said, I'm not trying to necessarily break up a family. I understand protect your mental health and all that kind of stuff and being willing to walk away. I get that. But I'm saying, but we got dudes who be coming in and the girl isn't, or they be saying things about, like, man, she won't let me go nowhere. Or whatever. And it's like, look, you were just hanging out with us. We weren't doing anything. It's like, but she gets so, she's really self-conscious. She gets very insecure or whatever. I'm saying that's the time to have those conversations. But once he's in, I can't bail you out that time. I say, look, I tried to tell you, but it is what it is. So I'm not trying to take this all the way, in. But like I said, you see signs. I mean, you want to bring this girl, if you feeling that way about her, you want to bring her around the fellas. Like, if there's a gathering, there's a get together, whatever, hey, come over. Hey, these are my boys. And again, we got spider sense, right? We certainly can tell when a brother's not worth anything. If it's one of our daughters or somebody we could definitely spot the dudes who are like, nah, that ain't the one.
But it's a couple things. One, if ever anyone witnesses something, send me a picture. Okay, I want evidence. Okay.
No,
but then she'll say it's AI.
No, fuck that.
I'm not sending you a picture. I'm sending you video.
That's AI too.
Thank you.
The voices they got.
I'm gonna put myself in the video too. I'm gonna say cheese, boss man. Look what we at. Hey, and who is this guy right here? What you say your name is, sir?
She can't get it.
And guess what, JT? 30 minutes later, you gonna see his little ass come out the car, run across the Walmart parking lot and shit with his hair pulled back. Right.
I want sweet evidence. Listen.
Everybody want to see boss man fighting and shit. God damn.
I want evidence.
What be my size? Boss man ain't got a shot. You got to call me. A boss man call me. I'm help you.
No, I won't. Trust me. I won't need help. Okay, I won't need help, but I want evidence. Listen. Next thing. This goes. Fuck all y'all. This goes next. Okay. Don't let the fucking pretty face fool you. All right.
Told you,
So,
boss man
hold
gonna come in that
on.
bitch like Prince. He goes, where are you, motherfucker?
A two-edged sword, bitches. That's right.
That's funny as shit.
All right. There it is.
Oh my god.
That's what the Bible say. All right.
Boss man, hold on, bro. Hold on, man. You know who fucking crying, bro. Listen. Mr. Bennett. Hold on. I gotta ask Mr. Bennett something. Shit. Oh my god, bro. Mr. Bennett. Ooh, hold on. Let me get my shit together. I have a question. Oh my God, Mr. Bennett's still out of there. I'm gonna wait. Go ahead, boss man. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I lost my fucking train of thought. Shit.
Let me tell you something. Hold on.
Fuck all y'all.
This is a sidebar. Mr. Bennett the other night was doing the gray area, right? And he was talking about something serious. And they was talking about life and shit. Oh no, somebody asked about women wives passing gas or whatever.
Oh shit.
Mr. Bennett was in mid conversation, bro, talking about something serious, and I put in the comments,
"Oh yeah,
my wife passed gas one night, and I had to go
increase life insurance."
Mr. Bennett lost all composure. He was out of there.
It came out of left field, man. I was not expecting that at all. It just totally threw me off, man. That was a grenade. You just threw a grenade into this conversation, man.
Mr. Bennett was laughing so hard, man. I was like, Mr. Bennett, you gonna be all right? You gotta get him some water, man. Mr. Bennett is not gonna be okay. Oh,
Boss man, next time that happened, put like a slot. We'll be back, commercial break or whatever. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Something, man. I needed something then, man. I don't see how I pulled it back together. Oh my gosh, that was funny. That was funny, man. But you got me.
Oh,
okay, there we go. Does it not go back to the confidence of the individual, confidence of the man to not be able to handle that situation? To the point that you were making, Mr. Bennett. Do you remember your point?
Confidence of what? The man who's telling the news or the man who's being told the news?
The man who's being no. Go forward, not backwards. Go forward. All right. I can go back and play the clips for BMU though, but for you, the point that you were making about the men who go and say I do, and then later that they're in their situation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Does that then not speak for the confidence of the man to not be able to handle or deal with the situation now that they're in that situation with that woman married?
The confidence of that man.
That man, correct.
To do what?
To be able to. Well, okay, leave, sure.
But handle a situation.
But to handle the situation with that particular woman that they chose.
At that point, I might not care. At that point, I might not care. I mean, I don't. It's to me, it's no longer relevant. Like I said, I tried to give you game well in advance before you got serious with her or whatever, or when you came to us talking this, that, and the third or whatever. I was like, bro, you might need to check that, or your antennas definitely need to be up. But you just trying to justify everything about her and whatnot. And you trying to. It's like when you say I do, if you said you still want to go through with it, I don't care what happens. You come to me like, look, I'll support. It's like I'll be that shoulder for you to cry on if that's what you need at that time. But if I see stuff happening once that door closes, I'm like the mafia,
because
I'm like, we don't
back to Champ's point.
We don't talk about it. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, that is the point, though. The point of no return is is when you married a woman you shouldn't marry or should marry. That's I've said this here on this channel many times, that if a man asks a woman to marry him, first of all, you have to respect what you're actually doing. Most women never even get a proposal. We're granting a woman grace when we ask them to marry us.
Okay.
I mean, I'm serious. I mean, the serious men. I mean, we act like it's some kind of, it's not a flex. I mean, women don't appreciate the fact that if I'm talking to you and I'm a sincere man, when I ask you to marry me, right? I'm really telling you that I'm giving everything I got to make sure that you're taken care of, regardless of how much money you have, regardless of I'm there. Listen, one thing men don't realize that our obligations to our wives far exceed anything we expect them to do for us. Period. And we don't let them know that shit enough. Right? So when you let a vampire into your inner sanctum by marrying a goddamn 304 or one of these chicks, you're making a big mistake. And like I said this before, I'm not going to be real quick with this real long with this analogy. Here's my thing. I'm liking it to letting a vampire into your house. I like vampire movies. They can't hurt you when you're home because you have to invite them in.
Ooh, Arpain, you got to preach, boy.
You have to invite them in. So when you invite a woman in,
Oh, Lord.
You're letting a vampire in your house if she's a vampire. The thing about a bad woman in your marriage is that they like to play with their food. They don't kill you right away. They're having fun, man. Vampires don't. I had a cat. When it used to catch a mouse, he used to bounce that son of a bitch around the house, man, all the time, man. And then he killed it and ate it, right? So women like that, they'll suck your life out first, and then when they're not having fun no more, they're going for the kill.
That's hard to believe, but if you ever watch Pop the Balloon Show when a guy says, I don't want no baby mamas, the balloons are popping like a mom. Yo, y'all are wild.
Man, Mr. Benner, you missed it the other day, man. We was crying, man. Mr. Man, I can't. Y'all got some scenes.
But y'all understand my point. So let's just get back to the point. I mean, listen, that a man, you gotta really be as cool. You have to really be on your point before you marry a woman. If you're just having fun, just have fun. But you don't have to marry her. But she's got to earn that proposal and that marriage.
Yeah,
she has to earn.
Oh, but wait a second, Arpain.
Listen to the show. So what's going on, my brother? How you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing all right, bro. It's Issa.
Oh, okay, got you. My bad, brother. So what are your thoughts on what you heard so far? I know you've been watching. What's going on? What you think?
Well, brother, I ain't getting married.
Oh.
I ain't, bro. Listen, I'm not, bro. I done seen too much, bro. And it didn't scar me. I'm just gonna keep it real, bro. I can't trust. Hell no, bro. No, sir. I'm not saying don't deal with the ladies respectfully. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying, listen, if you gotta satisfy your human physical need, listen. But marriage, bro. Listen, I'm a Muslim. My religion tells me that I have to provide for my wife's food, shelter, and clothing. That all her money is her money. And my money is also part of her money. Now, I have no problem with that for a righteous woman. Here in 2024 in America, no, sir. No, sir. I wouldn't even set myself up for failure, bro. And I'm not, I don't want nobody to think that I'm woman bashing or nothing like that, bro, because I love the sisters, bro. But the mindset is not there. It's not geared toward marriage. I wouldn't do it. It's the worst thing that you can do, especially as a brother, because if you marry something that's not really wife or marriage material, they'll drag you through the mud, and you a brother, so they gonna hit you with all the laws. You know what I'm saying? All the child support, all the laws, everything that you don't want in your life. And I can't do that. I've broken up with relationships. I've broken apart with relationships. Like, hey, listen, I ain't even gonna hold you. I'm not gonna marry you. Cause I don't trust them. I do not trust them. And I'm gonna tell you what really made me not trust them, right? When I was younger, brother was out in the streets, right? So I used to slang a little herbal essences. You know what I'm saying? If you get what I'm saying.
Okay.
And I would tell everybody in the America, don't nobody get nookie like the weed man. Nobody. Nobody gets more nookie than the weed man. Not the dope man, not none of that. The weed man has the pick of the litter. Listen, I've seen women, bro, like they used to show up to my house, bro, and I used to be like, you know, I'm not finna do this, bro. I just was kicking it with your man the other day, man. You know what I'm saying? We was kicking it, laughing, and now you mad at him, and now you want to give me, I can't trust him, bro. I can't trust him, bro. I can't trust him. And that's why every relationship I ever had, especially now since I've been, you know, the last 10 years or so, I'm 35 now. But a lot of them end too because the woman be like, man, you just don't care. I can't care for you. I'm man. When I truly love, I love hard. If I met one of you brothers and we got real close, then nobody say nothing bad against you. I bust them in their mouth. You be like, man, why you do that? Hey, man, listen, man, I couldn't stand it when they was talking less about you. So that's how I feel about women, bro. I just can't do it, bro. I don't trust them for nothing.
So Mr. Bennett has a response for you. Mr. Bennett, what do you have to say?
Well, I just had a question because you said, Brother Issa, you said you're a Muslim.
Yeah.
How do you view, I guess, Muslim women, in particular Muslim American women? I know BMU talked about the Nation of Islam and their women. Or do you see any good prospects there, or do you look at them as kind of the same as everybody else? I mean, how do you look at that dating pool for potential mates? Wouldn't you find someone compatible there who you could rock with?
Well, number one, I definitely wouldn't find nobody in the Nation of Islam because I wouldn't even salam them. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Muslim.
Okay.
As far as I believe in the Prophet Muhammad ibn Abdullah that lived 1,400 years ago. You know what I'm saying? I also believe that God does not come in a man form, which they believe. You know, so we have two totally different beliefs.
Understood.
So I wouldn't even go over there.
Which one, Shia or Sunni or Shia?
I'm Shia.
There we go. That there's a difference. Got it.
So what about outside of the country?
Right. So but just Orthodox Muslim women who are of your same Shia religion or whatever. Are there any prospects there, any potential, or are they kind of?
I mean, one thing I've noticed too, brother, and because I've been outside the country, I've had the blessing of living in Iran for 2 years. I lived in Qum. I lived in Mashhad. America corrupts, bro. The West corrupts, especially women. Now, the West corrupt men too, but especially women, especially with everything that we got, all these different agendas and so-called political thoughts that we got going on now. You know, that's why one of the sayings of Prophet Muhammad, I don't mean to get into a religious context, but he said during the end of time, you almost have to lock your wife, your sister in the house to keep them from being affected by Shaitan. And what he was explaining about there is all the propaganda, all the stuff that we have, all the bucking up against, you know, male leadership, male authority, whatever you want to call it, that we have here in the West now. So like I said, the West corrupts, man. I don't really want nothing from here. You know what I'm saying? And people be like, man, you gonna die alone. Like, bro, listen, I grew up in Chicago. I grew up gangbanging, bro. I was running through females 100 miles a minute. But now as an older man, and now as a man who committed myself to my religion, I just sit back and I look, bro, and I'm like, nah, bro, this is not, I'm not doing this. And I look at all the other men who are older than me, what they went through, and they come from all kind of different backgrounds, Christians, Muslims, some of them atheists, and they all go through the same thing.
Appreciate your commentary. Thank you.
That's good though, but he's true. He's right though, because I follow some passport bros. The Western influence on women around the world is absolutely very strong, very strong. You know, so they're corrupting a lot of they're breaking a lot of the cultural mores that used to keep people grounded. That feminism, the Western woman, it's not everybody. You still could find some, but I hear what you're coming from. The West corrupts from that standpoint. Because in the West, the women of the West are the freest women that the world has ever known in the history of mankind. There's no holds barred. They do whatever the hell they want.
So going back to the woman that was in the video, right? I never did get a chance to talk about it, but the only thing I was going to say was the reason why I was shaking my head was because I'm gonna look at it as cap, right? Because you got all these damn women that's starting to come on these panels and they coming on these podcasts and stuff, and they're bragging about being with simp dudes, suckers, right? They're bragging. The reason why I'm gonna call it cap on it is because you never see any of these folks with their significant other. Ooh. They talk about it one-sided. It's always one-sided. You never hear them, like the shit that she was saying. I guarantee if that man came on that panel, I guarantee it'd be something different. It's always something different when you hear one side. You guys seen Maury. You done seen a couple of these talk shows where they just sitting there and a woman sit there and say her side, and however she present it, that's how she want people to take it. But as soon as that man come on that doggone panel, she changed her whole attitude, don't she? Everything, the whole story end up changing. That woman was just sitting there talking about her husband being a simp, right? And it was crazy to me for what she was saying. I knew he was a simp. I picked him out because he came and I needed him to help me take care of these, what was it, 3 kids that she was saying?
Yeah, but JT, but keep going. Can I ask you a question on that real point before you keep moving on?
Yeah.
Wasn't that believable that a man who would take a woman with her 3 kids? I mean, she called him a simp.
I'm talking her story.
Go ahead. No, that's her. He didn't have to be a simp.
Her story was not that.
Everybody wanted to believe that because most men won't take on a woman with 3 kids.
No, but her story wasn't that. Her story was very extreme. It was super extreme. That's what I'm talking about. That whole thing of, I told him that, if he can't pay the bills and I'm gonna be out. Did he say, did you tell him that you was gonna? Well, I didn't tell him exactly, but he knew what it is. I guarantee if she had that imaginary man come on that panel with her, the story is not gonna be that. That's my whole point. And it ain't just her. I'm hearing all these women coming on these panels bragging about how they're doing devilish things to these men. That's what I was saying. That's why, and big shots to my boy Big Bank. Bank told her the truth. I never want to be with you.
Facts.
You out your goddamn mind, right? He was laughing at her ideology.
Right.
He was laughing at her. And he was looking at her like, yeah, I still need to see my man. It's something wrong with you. And his whole thing is, I'm gonna expose this bullshit, right? And I don't know if you guys know who Big Bank is, but he been in the rap streets. He been in the streets. The dude is really big in the South. You know what I'm saying? But I'm liking his mindset because it's starting to change. He's starting to be older. He's starting to have a different type of mindset. He's holding accountability of the things that he did in his life and things like that. And that's what I like about the younger brothers anyway. When we hear these guys, man, it's just men, we end up evolving. A lot of us end up evolving. You can hear it in our speech. You can hear we have no problem saying this is how I was back then. This is where I am now, right? With women, they be 60 years old talking the same shit they was talking when they was 22. It's cap.
That's true.
Hey, no, JT. Hopefully y'all can hear me clear. My mic was messing up.
Oh, you good. You good, bro.
Right. So I get what you're saying, but you gotta understand, man, it is men out here. I'm not even addressing the kid situation, bro. It's women out here with that mindset without children and men are still taking them on like they're, you know what I'm saying, like it's nothing. They're taking them on knowing their mindset. Why? Because when you're getting to know that woman and she talking like that, and you still decide to move forward with her, bro, that everything that happened to you after that point is on you.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So we just have to realize that for a JT, you feel me? For our pain boss man, like that is not your story, right? But it's a bunch of men out here that a woman will tell you straight up, listen, I know women that'll tell you, yo, dude would just come do this and burn out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what she would let him do. And I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Not talking about nobody in particular. I'm just saying, like, girls will be like, yo, that's my food man. That, you know what I'm saying? Like that's the guy who eat me. That's the guy who eat the box and burn out. You know what I'm saying? Like this the guy who come fix my refrigerator. I might have on some little shorts, but he know he can look, but he can't touch.
That's the dude.
Like,
that's what I need to hear. I'm not saying that. What I mean by it is cap is the fact that where these guys at? Where they at? I know I've seen suckers, but where's the guys that come on here? I seen them real time. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying the way that these women are bragging, they're bragging like how we used to brag back in the day on how we used to get the box, right? I got a broad over here. I got a broad on the east side. Got a broad. That's how.
Are you surprised that women are acting in a bombastic?
No, I just want to see the guys.
Way?
That's it. I just want to see the guys.
I get what you said. I
just want to see the guys.
Okay.
I want to see.
But
I know that it happens.
But you gotta ask this question with the guys, right? What would you think of a guy sitting there?
He's
no
a
matter
sucker.
what he said, and his woman is saying all that shit in front of him.
I'm a challenge.
You think she would change her tune? Maybe she would, but if she, can you imagine sitting there?
It's gonna be some smoke in the
Let me
city.
give you a figure. Like, what's that asshole's name on the Breakfast Club? The light skinned dude, DJ Envy.
Envy.
What your wife sitting there saying? Listen, I've been married to you, man. You haven't busted me. I haven't had an orgasm in 10 years. She's been making that motherfucker pay for cheating on her for his whole marriage.
Wait,
and then she disappeared for 30 days.
Oh, you talk about Envy. You talk
Yeah.
about Envy.
I mean, so yes, there's a guys who sit by their women and listen.
Maybe
to
it's because of my age, bro, but the shit just seemed unreal.
Well, that's you. That's us. We ain't gonna allow that.
The whole thing is this. We know who the suckers was, right? That's why I say in real time, we know the suckers, right? Yeah. We know them in real time. Like my man was saying, they got them for food. I know this now, right? Yeah. That's food. That's the weed nigga right there. That's the nigga I can call when he want to smoke. That's the nigga right there that's gonna take me on trips. This nigga over here, he stays in Atlanta. That nigga always fly me out. So they're gonna have an airplane by another nigga. His name is Airplane. You're gonna have another nigga named Food. You're gonna have another nigga named, I get it. Right. But this is the thing. They know what it is. A lot of these cats, they know what it is. They not the suckers. They know what it is. They know that they can get the box because that's all they want from her. I'm talking about a man that she married, right? Where that sucker at so we can talk to him? Absolutely.
Bro, he ain't gonna put
I know it's dudes out there because they think but this is the craziest part. They think that they're doing something. The women think because this is a newfound, it's like a newfound strength that they think they got. Understand, dudes just want to get in and get out. If he could get you, understand this. Prostitutes have always been here, right? Mm-hmm. What do we pay prostitutes to do? To leave. So if I can go get the box from her and all I got to do is get her a Birkin bag or whatever the fuck that she want, it may not be nothing to me. I may be that type of dude. That's my lifestyle. Right? She thinks she doing something. But she's the one that's getting slutted out.
To your point, though, you said this guy married her, though.
So
right?
that's the sucker.
Let's do the Joe Johnson. Let's do the Joe Johnson example. He was there, and his wife embarrassed him in front of the whole goddamn internet.
Wait, who was this?
The guy, the basketball player.
Oh yeah, the basketball player.
His wife was a whore, right? He married.
His wife was. She was doing OnlyFans.
How old was he?
He was there, and she embarrassed him in front of everybody.
Yeah. How old was he?
He older like he older like
us. Gen Xer at least.
Yeah, he older. He an older man.
He's a Gen Xer at least.
Yeah.
So he wasn't no young dude. His career was over. He was actually decent basketball.
Oh yeah, now I know who you're talking about now.
So this goes back to a couple of points. One point that Champ made and one point that I made. Now I'll kind of combine them into two, and that goes off of one. If you ain't never really had any attention from women, and then two, the confidence of the man that you are.
Yeah.
If you ain't never really had any attention from women, you finally get some and get one. Okay. And it just so happens to be, it doesn't matter the character of the woman. It just matters of the countenance and the physique and the makeup of the actual woman. And then that right there, because the woman doesn't have anything and she's depending on the thing that you're leading with, which is the money, you think you're doing something. Then you get her to commit to you, which is prima facie, which is the marriage portion. You think you're doing something, and really all you've done is basically put lipstick on a pig.
Yeah, so it goes with what Issa was saying when he was talking about the whole thing with, I ain't marrying these bras out here because of how the climate is.
But
at the end of the day,
but even with Issa's point, you're right. But Issa's point is I don't mean to come sharp, but Issa's point comes down to vetting. If you're not in the process of trying to actually vet, then there's no point in actually marrying. There's no point in actually being serious. It's going to take work. No matter what book you read, whether it's the Quran, whether it is the Bible, whether it is the Torah, whether it's the Mujahideen, it doesn't matter what book you read. It all says that a wife that is worth finding is rare.
Yes.
So the search is going to be hard because worthless women are plentiful.
Yeah.
So it is going, and also depends on where you are in the environment that you are. And I'm sorry, if you are in areas where it's not the best to find anyone, then you can't be upset at the prospects that you're coming across. And that's for men and fucking women. It doesn't matter.
Facts. They say that you are the results that you get. So if you continue to find the same women in the same places, in the same spaces, then you doing the same thing that sometimes that men get online and tell women to stop doing.
Hold on, champ. I got one better for you. I'm gonna take what you're saying, but I'm gonna amplify it. That man that you saved, JT, do you know part of his problem? He was fighting a battle with himself because he was actually dealing with a reflection of himself. Because half the time the women that we marry are emulations and mirror reflections of the things that we don't like about ourselves.
No doubt.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we attract the opposite, but we keep the exact reflections of the things that we don't like about ourselves.
Yeah, right. So that's the whole thing of, that was my whole thing of saying you got to let all of it go, because the way that he got all of that, right, it was attached to everything that he was all about. You got to change what's inside first, bro, before you can even. He wasn't ready to leave. What we were talking about was those men that were not ready to leave. And, like we hear it on these panels where you say, shit, the woman will leave before the man will leave, right? You hear people saying that. The dude is still going to try to stay. He's going to try to work it out. But you also got to understand the nature in a lot of these guys, the reason why they would stay too. Because there's a lot of dudes that stand because they're hobosexuals. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got their own. They ain't never acquired their own. And when they with a woman and they're solely dependent on her for a place to stay and maybe a ride,
well, JT, let me ask you
they ain't trying to go nowhere.
Let me ask you on that point, though. more plentiful for a guy to stay in a bad relationship, especially a marriage, because he's doing an economic analysis of what he's going to lose, as opposed to being a leech on a check. I think most guys stay in a bad relationship because they know what they're going to lose.
Yeah.
Right? You know, they know they're going to lose pensions. They're going to lose all this shit. So, you know what? And let me at least stay until the kids are grown so I'm not paying child support.
Right.
That kind of shit. You know,
and a lot of guys just don't want to leave their kids. They're very involved. A lot of these guys, you know, if the kids playing any kind of sports, anything like that, you trying to get them to, you know, to get scholarships. I mean, they're invested. You know, so again, they won't leave for that reason as well.
Yeah, they'll hang into that. You know, I don't know with Braxton if you had anything to say on this. I know you ain't speaking a while.
Yeah, Braxton, what you doing? You in the corner pocket, ain't saying nothing, man. You better jump in here like double dutch.
Yeah. It's a barbershop. You got sometimes you might have to interrupt.
You good?
Yeah, I was just listening to y'all and having some snacks and doing that stuff.
Okay.
It goes without saying you're the youngest guy here, so I guess from your perspective, when it comes to friends of yours who you know they may be with a woman who may not be the best for them or what have you, how do you feel about interjection? Are there boundaries that you draw when it comes to, you know, speaking your mind to a good friend of yours and regarding if a woman is good or not? Would you be bold enough to step into that situation, or you just kind of let your boys rock the way they rock? How do you feel about that?
Well, even as y'all saw right now on here, I like being the quiet guy that likes to sit in the corner and just watch and observe and listen. But even with the people that I do know of that are in relationships, whether they're dating or married or engaged, now if they're with now if some of my guy friends is with a chick, is with a girl who's not so good for them, but it's like, now if they see their girl, you know, not being too much of a good woman to them, like right in front of their face, you know, like in real time, they're not hiding it, they're just being, you know, just outright upfront with it. I might not say nothing right then, you know, I'll say something to him, you know, when they're not together, you know, behind closed doors, you know, I might try to tell them that way, you know, and it'll be, you know, and it'll just be out of us, you know, being good friends and all.
Sure, right.
And and me being, you know, me being the type of person I am and how I was brought up and all. And so I would try to tell them, about their girl in private. Like, now, as far as like me hearing like if I hear something about their girl from someone else, that's kind of, you know, it's kind of like a risky thing because, you know, people tell lies, you know, everything. Right. So I won't go off of what somebody else says about someone else's girl. I'll have to see it for my own self, and I'll be like, oh, okay, so now at first I wasn't too sure, you know, but now I see what they're saying about her, so okay, so they're not lying, you know. Now, but as far as like I'm telling him, telling them in front of their woman and all, that's also risky, you know. But if you do that, you gotta kind of like do it in a balanced and diplomatic way, you know, so you don't cause much more static. Yeah. So if I saw one of my guy friends who has a chick that's not too good for them, I would try to tell them behind closed doors. And the same thing for my female friends, if there were guys who are not, you know, good guys, because for me, like, if I'm friends with a guy or a chick who's not too good in relationships, I would not introduce them to somebody else. That's just how I am.
Yeah, I'm with you. But you said a couple of good things. One, and when you said that you would tell a chick, right? That's if you're friends with that chick. Let me ask you, would you tell a chick if you was friend with a dude who was no good? You said you wouldn't introduce him to a good girl. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I would not. I wouldn't.
So I got another one for you.
I'm with him on that. I'm with him on that.
Young guy, I got one for you, Braxton. How many times did anybody talk your ass off the ledge?
Never, because I never.
You looked in the sky like you was counting.
I'm sorry,
So
man.
yeah,
200.
so yeah, I had to look up and do a quick memory error count, and I think back never.
2015.
He said he looked up like he was counting the times.
Yep, like let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way to 20. So,
Oh man.
All right, man.
So,
I hear you.
Most
so yeah,
definitely.
so with me never. So with me never. I just end up finding, well, as far as now, like, I've been told. I wasn't ever told that my girlfriends was this and that type of way. But if I was, it was through lies of them trying to get us to fight and break up. So.
Yeah.
But that was mostly, like a middle school and high school stuff. But
No, I understand. I know where you're
but
going
yeah.
with that. Right.
So yeah.
And just as a again, being one of the younger guys here, I know we heard from Brother Issa in terms of prospects, in terms of what he's seeing out there. Or do you find yourself, even at your age, optimistic about your relational future? Is that something you want? Do you want to get married someday and have a family, or are you more so what's your perspectives for the future when it comes to that in your life? Can you hear us?
It's you, Braxton.
Oh, me? Oh, me?
Yeah, it's on you. Yeah.
Okay, my bad. I thought you were talking to somebody else. Can you please say that again, please?
So
sir?
basically, what's your? I just want to get your perspective as, again, one of the younger guys here.
Okay.
What is your outlook when it comes to your relational future? Are you seeking marriage? Are you optimistic that if that is something that you seek, that you will find someone that vibes with you, or has this environment, has it so soured you on the prospects for the future?
Well, I'm optimistic. Okay, with my what I envision for my plans of marriage, yeah, I am optimistic about that. I'm optimistic about my idea of that. But in reality, no, I'm pessimistic, because we all seen, especially for y'all who's been around a lot longer than me, you see how relationship dynamics were when y'all, in the time when y'all was coming up, compared to how it is now in America. I'm just talking about America, and how it is now for my generation and under. I'm not too positive about that, because now, because now, like, knowing what I know now and seeing it in real time, I shake my head at it, because relationship dynamics, I say, is in between, like, you're playing Russian roulette with either a blade or a gun aimed at your chest, throat, or head, along with the Squid Games. That's how relationships are basically now.
Damn.
That is how I picture it. Yes, that is the image I put together about it. So, since you can't read people's minds, you don't know what she's really thinking about you. You don't know what he's thinking about you. You don't know what he or she is saying behind your back to other people. And when y'all meet each other's folks, and if it does go far enough to where there's rings, engagement, and all, you don't know if you're gonna like and love your in-laws. You don't know if they're gonna like or love you. Y'all don't know how long your relationship is gonna last. So including children, how are you going to raise your kids? How are y'all families are gonna see? How are y'all gonna? How I'm trying to put this. How are y'all families are gonna view y'all on how y'all handle and raise y'all kids and all? And how are y'all gonna raise y'all kids in how America is now, with all these different type of negative influences out there? Yes. So all of that you have to factor in for when it comes to dating, and when it goes further, to engagement. But so I just shake.
All right. Well, So let me introduce then. So for the OGs on the panel, for the OGs on the panel, all right, Gen Xers and up.
Squid Game.
How much of this do we think we bear responsibility in these spaces for painting this image? I get what the reality is, But are we doing enough then for young brothers like this to, you know, because again, me and our pain, we got almost 60 years of marriage between us. But are we doing enough in this space to create I don't mean to paint a false image, but at least to try to help brothers out who is like, you know, this is an optimist. Like, I'm pro mad family. I want that for them. But,
before
you
you
know,
ask him that, Mr. Bennett, before you ask him that, I think it was my last live on BMU's network. It was the last one or the one before that. Put a picture of me and my wife up there. And I told everybody, and I wrote a song for her, right? It's an AI generated song, but it was nice, right? And she was looking at me, and I said, man, if you guys can get your woman to look at you the way she's looking at me right now, you got something. But the real point was that I used to come up here try to give relationship advice, dating advice to young guys. And everybody told me, shut the fuck up, you know, you're an old dinosaur, blah, 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 blah. Then I thought about something. If I was that guy in that picture when I was young, spry, halfway looking, good looking before I turned into Shrek, I said, if that guy was here in the hot tub time machine in 2024, I would have found my wife exactly the same as I did back then. I would have just stepped over a whole lot more women. And I think that's the only difference. You got to go through more women now to find the one that you want. And I think they're still out there. But most men are not willing to do that because everybody else is getting boxed for nothing. So you got to go through some shit to find a woman. Not that you're not going to get laid, but one of the things that black women have done to us as black men today is that they gave their best lives to fucking bums. There's only like 30% of women who are over 25 or 26 that don't have nobody else's kids. So if you're one of those kind of guys who want your own legacy, you're really dealing from a small pool. And I'm not even making a disparage on whether you like kids or not. Most people, you know, stepdads, stepmoms. But if you just want a pure, pristine woman, and when I say pure, not with no kids, that's very hard to find in a black woman in the United States. It's hard.
Braxton,
especially if she's over 25 and 26 years old.
He said Squid Game. I'm still on that shit.
Braxton,
So this is Squid Game.
I'm gonna say this, and then I have to go do a couple things to include, go and lay down my own life. Let me ask the question really quick to you, because how old are you, Braxton?
I'll be 31 tomorrow.
Okay, so,
in the next hour.
Well, in the next hour. Okay, I'm 34. All right, so we're not that much apart. So don't you be putting all that, you know, generational. Okay, well, I'm right here. Damn it. All right, we're right here.
I just addressed you in the private chat, so that's my bad. My bad.
We're millennials, okay? Damn it.
Yes.
Now, listen. You strike me as someone who. Nope. Let me not do that. Let me ask the question. Do you have boundaries?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Are you someone who has standards?
Yes, I have my own standards.
Okay. Third question. Are you willing to bend on those standards and boundaries?
If they're worth bending.
Okay. Now,
if they're worth bending, I don't mind doing that.
Now, here's the fourth question. Hard question. Ready?
All right, ready for it.
Do you feel begrudged because you have those boundaries and those standards? And if so, do you feel begrudged that people don't meet them?
Unless they're not willing to meet them, then no. Not really.
Okay. So as long as you keep that mindset, you will be fine. A lot of times people seem to be very begrudged at the fact that I have these standards, okay? And then mad and pissed off at the world, thinking of the world like the way you're thinking of it as. But the problem is they're pissed off at the fact that people don't meet the standard, don't meet the qualifications, and whatever the case may be, and they end up growing bitter. to the point where they don't find anyone or don't see something right in front of them and don't give somebody a shot or a chance.
Is it pissed off or disappointed? Which is it pissed off? You said pissed off, but is it pissed off or is it disappointed?
Well, so pissivity or begrudged feelings and some sort of disdain could actually be an exponentialized result of disappointment. It could be.
I got you.
Because here's the thing. If you are okay with the fact that you have this little box of requirements and so on and so forth, fine. But here's the thing that oftentimes women end up doing is that they have this little subset and they go their entire lives living this way, and then they don't make any concessions because they have this fairy tale mindset of what things must be, have to be. And here's the thing. When you go about in life thinking that you are either impervious or that you are beyond reproach, you thinking that somebody else must be the same exact way. Women do this a lot too. And the problem is that if you move about in life like that, fine, do that.
Yeah, but boss man, before you go further though, women are like that from a height
early age.
Wait, no,
yes.
hold on. But from a height of delusion.
Delusion, yes.
Yeah, but we can't. Everybody's standards don't have to be delusionary. Most women who want to stick by some of these standards, they're delusionary. Right? They act like this, but I don't think that's really that true for men. I don't think men's well, first of all, the receipts show that men's standards aren't that delusionary. We fucking accept almost everything.
The point
that's true.
The point that I'm making, I'm speaking from a median, not an extreme. So you're not wrong in the sense that most people, when we hear requirements, we mostly hear the extreme. You're right. I'm speaking from a median in a sense.
Okay.
In that you have these requirements, and Braxton, I'm not saying that you are begrudging, because you just said that you're not begrudged by it, which is a good thing. Okay, don't become that way. If this is what your requirements are, live by that and don't become begrudged by it. Okay, because most people end up becoming that way, and then they see everything else in the world by saying, and through a lens of, this is the reason why I don't do it, and using that as a justification for not jumping into the pool. And jumping into the pool is by default a risk, because anytime you jump, it is a risk. You cannot reap the reward without taking a fucking risk. Everything in life is a risk. The moment you put your credit card in the goddamn ATM, it's a fucking risk. Everything is a risk. And you can't expect someone to take a risk on you if you're not willing to take a risk on them. The moment that you can't take a risk on somebody is the very moment that you cannot expect someone to take a risk on you, sir. So understand that if that is the mindset that you have, do not become begrudging by it, because it makes it that much worse, the point that I'm making to you. And the fact that we're only 3 years apart, I'm here to tell you, I'm living proof that it is possible. The component I want to, in this day and age, the component I want to make to you is that you may have to, in this society, you may have to make some concessions in order for someone to make some concessions to you. Because I'm going to say this to you. My own wife, I don't think that I am 100% the most Adonis thing that she could have ever found. Let's not be under some delusion. And someone is going to look at you and look at you holistically and say, you know what? This person is not 100% of everything I want, but this person has 80% of what I want. And I'm willing to sacrifice the 20 to get the 80. Are you willing to do the same thing?
It depends on what he has to sacrifice.
Bingo. Find out what you're willing to sacrifice, Because I promise you, if you're out here looking for the top 110, if you're out there looking for that, bro, if you think that men don't have a wall, we do. It may look a little different than women's do. Sure. Ours may be a little bit way further out there, maybe a little shorter, but damn it, it's out there. Don't hit your wall because you're out there looking for the perfect situation. You may end up finding the perfect situation versus building your perfect situation is a totally different thing. Is the point that I'm making to you. Build your paradise. Don't try and find the paradise already built. She'll respect you more for it. My best advice to you.
Right. Appreciate it, boss man.
All right, gentlemen. Now I have to go.
Yeah.
I'm going upstairs to go and kiss my paradise. Good night, everybody.
All right, brother.
Later on, boss, man.
I'll look back at you, man.
All right.
So it still goes to the point of what this market, as far as the dating market looks like right now. And I've heard everything. I heard is a pool of piss. I heard it's trash can. But not one time have I heard that it was Squid Game. Oh.
That's Squid Game. That's
If
good.
you ain't never seen Squid Game, you ain't understanding when he said it, and it makes a lot of sense when he says
Now you
it.
see why I said what I said.
And this is the thing. It's
Everything
not.
else was bad. Squid Games. That's funny.
And it's not from my anecdotal experience because I'm a lot older, right? Even when like now, being in a dating game for me is not as difficult as it is for the young men, because I've never heard men have grievances the way that I hear men having grievances now.
Before you go on,
right?
JT, how much of your listen? I know you're not married right now, right? But if you went out there and you started dating, so the women are a little bit older, I would imagine. But how much of your strategy has changed from when you were a young man?
So
Or
I'm
do you just eliminate people by using the same strategy? Some women just ain't for it. I mean, I'm asking.
Yeah, no, it's changed a lot because I'm older and I have a different type of a lifestyle.
No, but what I'm saying is your mentality of trying to find a woman to be whatever. I don't know if you have a lady friend that you're not married, so I don't know if you have a relationship with a chick or you just banging through them, willy nilly.
I've given that up a long time ago. I date.
Which one you give it up? Banging through a willy nilly or a relationship?
Yeah. No, I'm not.
That's what I'm saying. So the one, if you're in a relationship now, that woman that you vetted, right? That you like, you're nice to, she's nice to you. You're not married, you're not engaged.
It's still difficult.
It's different. Okay.
It's
So,
different.
but your strategy, is it different or is it kind of the same as when you were young?
It's way different than when I was young. When I was
So
young.
what do you do differently now?
Well, it's not just what I do differently. It's also because of the lifestyle that I have and the way that I vet. I would never. I haven't dated a woman with young kids pretty much ever, right?
Okay.
And the women that I have dated, they either didn't have children or their kids are grown and sufficient and on their own, right? In my 30s, when I dated, I dated women that had, not small children, but they had teenagers and things like that. And that's one of the reasons why I ended up changing the way that I vetted women. I didn't want to have that. I didn't want to deal with the dynamics of dating a woman that had teenage kids, even small kids, right? If she had kids that she was taking care of, I think it would have been just a disservice to her and myself and those kids to be in her life and demand the things that I want from a relationship. So I had to say, I needed to just get a woman that either is done with raising kids or a woman that just didn't have kids, right? And so, the relationships there, they wasn't as difficult as what I'm hearing the young men having right now, right? I had the relationship. It either worked or didn't. And for the most part, it did not work out. right? It didn't work out to the extent that I wanted it to work out, and that's eventually getting married, right? So at some point we had a contention with the both of us for whatever reason. So it's not frustration, but it's not frustration. I never dated with frustration or anxiety.
Okay, so JT, staying on your point though, right?
Yeah.
When you talk about the young guys, I have a feeling you have a little bit of sympathy for them, right? Empathy and sympathy, right? So my thing is, if they can't find what they want with the black women who've given their best to men in the jungle, right? And it's only 30% of them, 35, 40% that might not have kids. Forget about how much sexual encounters they have, but just no kids. Is it okay for them to broaden their horizons, to look beyond having a black woman in their lives? So
I always believe that.
Depending on what their plans are.
Yeah.
Now, like I said, and I'm not even saying you shouldn't have a woman. I mean, if you want to be a stepdaddy, any guy out there, by all means, just make sure you vet properly, whatever that may mean. But I'm just saying, if you want what you want, right, to start your own legacy, right? I mean, if you can't find it with your own women because they've given the best they have to offer men to men that they no longer want to be with, what do you do? What do you do as a young millennial man or a Gen Z man who's looking for a woman of his own and a family of his own?
I think he should find a woman that he can actually live, and if he wants to marry or be a significant other, however they want to do it, but if they want to have a life and they want to share their life together and merge their life together, I think he should find a woman, right? That's just how I look at it. Period. Yeah. I'm not really at a point where you put a ceiling on that. I've seen relationships, man, where you have a lot of, whether they're black and black or black and white or black and Hispanic or whatever it is. I've seen some great marriages. Like, I know guys right now. I know a guy that's we grew up in the same neighborhood with each other. He lives in Canada now. He's been living in Canada for over 25 years. And this man has a beautiful family. His wife is, I think she's white. I don't know. I know she's not black, but they have 5 children together, and their children are doing very well. Matter of fact, he just married one of his daughters off, right? And that's just what I see. It's just as much as I see. I think that what men have to do is find a woman that, and it's the same thing with women. I'm just not that. I'm not on that proponent of, you just got to have someone that's the same race as you. I'm not there.
I understand. Yeah. So let me on the same thing. Braxton. I don't know how important is it for you as a young man who's not married or never been married to have a woman with no kids, or is that important at all?
Yes, sir. I'm having some candy right now, but I'm having these right now. But
hot tomato, red hot.
You in an old school, man. I haven't had red hot,
man. But you got some now and laters over there too, or some Mike and Ike's or what?
Yeah, I got
some
honeys. I got some similar.
Man.
No, if he had the Mike and
Mike's nice, some bitter honeys and
that was my father's favorite candy too. Bitter honey.
Goobers, he got the goobers too.
You about to watch a movie?
You got something
I was gonna check out a movie.
Man, oh man.
Yeah. You got a movie stand over there or something?
Yeah. I was trying to actually go. I don't know if I'm gonna go this week. I was trying to check out. I know some friends of mine. They're checking out Denzel's movie tomorrow, Gladiator 2.
So,
yeah.
I may try to check that out later in the weekend. But.
So sir, I was planning on seeing the movie. I say no. Whenever a live panel starts up, I say, well, let me go check it out. So I sacrificed my movie watch time for y'all. So
don't forget the question, Braxton.
Yeah, but anyways, but to answer your question, Mr. Harpain, bro, now it is important for me to get us to find and to get with the girl who doesn't have any children, because I have no children. Because my thing is, now my own view. I know me and you and everybody else on here, we have separate views now. With me, my thing is single parents need to be with single parents. Childless people needs to be with childless people. That's my own personal view.
There you go. All right.
I can get back down. I can
Uncle
go back down.
Jeff, what's going on, big
What's up,
baby?
Fellas.
What's going on with you, man?
Well, I'm absolutely impressed by Brother Braxton's answer, because that's exactly what I was coming up here to say. Is that you have a right, Brother Braxton, if you don't have any children. Look at it this way. Even if the woman who has children, even if her ex's name is Braxton, she wasn't screaming your name when she made that baby.
Man.
She was not. What a lot of people don't look at is that the definition of stepfather is the nicest guy your mama was loose with. Now, and young man, keep your mind, because you got it right. What a lot of times happens is, I know, and this is something I did, a lot of people do, is I got married very young to a woman who had the same problems as my mama, so I could fix them. And if you're not careful, you will run the subconscious programming that you don't like. Every one of us is running a play made up of our young childhood experiences on some level. And you are working either for or against those plays. And you have to figure out what they are. And a good look is your relationship, estranged or not, healthy or not, with your mother. You have to look at it, because it does make a difference. And when I say mother, let's go with the word nurturer, because for me, my mother was not necessarily, well, it ain't even no necessarily my grandmama raised me. Me and my mother are more like brother and sister. And I think there are many people many black people, many people in the community, especially my age, where I've said this before, my mama was baby mama 1.0, because she was born in 1946, which made her in her 20s in the 70s when the feminist movement first struck. So they have bred a certain type of woman. They have bred the women that you, Brother Braxton, now have to deal with. And it's hard to find the good ones. Preserve yourself for that. If somebody, how old are you, brother?
I'll be 31. I'll be 31 in 1 hour.
Okay. If somebody could have told, I wish somebody had told me this when I got out of the Marine Corps at 22. A, move to Vegas. B, buy, can we cuss?
Yes.
B, buy pussy. And C, adopt kids. Bruh. And D, drive trucks. And E, buy real estate. I would be a multimillionaire, and it would be impossible to get me on child support because I adopted these kids. Okay. How important, how arrogant do you have to be that your kids got to look like you? Nigga, what? Just get a kid and help it. Raise it. They out here.
And turn them into an adult.
And turn them into, bruh. Don't go through. I'm just having this. I'm proud of my 17-year-old. He's a year ahead, and he's in college right now. And he basically defected from my house, long story short, after a huge, and this is all related, fellas, I'm gonna take you on a ride. It's gonna be worth the trip. After a huge custody battles, after lies, after brother, I'm $125,000, 3 pieces of property and 6 cars in the hole. After all of that, he got out, and now he tell his mama, I don't really want to see you no more, because you was wrong for what you did to me and dad. You were wrong. There are things I need that I don't have now, that I have to go to dad for, because you separated us. But why crawl through the broken glass and pimp piss, brother? Don't that ain't you damn right. You are damn right to be single and demand that the woman you be with not have children. And don't let nobody browbeat you into that shit. Don't let nobody talk no bullshit to you, young man. Look here, here's the truth. You should be with as many women as you can be honest with. If you can be honest with 3, you should be with 3. 5, 30. If you get as many as you can function highly with regard to your legacy and be with. Remember this, young man, you stay away from dumbass dudes that say I'm going to get some pussy. You don't do that. From this point forward, you give out dick. It's different. You decide. You have been told unfairly and inaccurately that women create life. They don't. They incubate it.
They don't. Right.
They incubate life, brother. You don't lay down. This is why I'm gonna send you. I'm gonna turn you on, Braxton, to a stocking stuffer I have this Christmas. It's called Uncle Jeff's Mail Important Decision Cream. Now, what this is for, young man, is before you go looking for a car, you want to get your dick out of the equation. Okay, right now your dick, you 31, you can fuck all weekend on a Snicker and a banana. Your dick is still the general manager of the team. Okay,
and some hot tamales,
bruh. Look here, look here. You drop
and some goobers,
and will tear her ass. Look, have her volunteering to let him use her car. While you in that state, young man, you don't want to spend your 40s cleaning up your 30s. You don't. That's generally what happens, is that people spend their 30s cleaning up their 20s. So they waste it. And then whatever they got left, they still making mistakes from their 30s. They got to clean that up in their 40s. You don't want to be there, young man. You are the premier male specimen on the planet. Period. Hands fucking down. There is no one like you. No one.
You need to finish that story. Race. You need to finish that story though, Joe, because by the time they get in their 50, they tired of shit, ain't they?
Oh, bro, look here.
They wore down.
Let me tell you something, young man. I'm 60. I'll be 60 in May. Now, all that shit about ED and how they dick don't work, that's bullshit. That's for men who eat meat. If you veggies, I'll tell you right now. Abandoned animal protein, young man. Watch a movie called Game Changers. It's on Netflix, and it talks about the plant-based lifestyle. I'm telling you right now, I got a bunch of friends, bunch of dudes who shall remain nameless over 45, and they dick don't work, and there's only one reason: blood flow. That's the only reason there.
Blood flow is something different.
Tell you what, bruh, and I ain't bragging. There's a bunch of men in here, but my dick gets so hard a cat can't scratch it, and I don't. And it's because I take care of myself. And it's this simple. If you want your dick back, you abandon animal protein. If you don't, have another burger. It really is that simple. It really does not come down to anything other than that. Shit. And I hate to son you, but I got a son. I got 1, 2. I got 3 sons old. I got 3 sons older than you. And I wish it ain't about your naivete. It's about my fuck ups. You are in a den of lions right now, young man. Do you know how much fucking up we got between me, Mr. Bennett, Payne and JT, Jesus. That's a bunch of mistakes you don't have to make. Bunch of them.
Yeah.
And we don't want nothing from you. Ain't trying to get no bread from you. Ain't trying to hustle you. We just want you to represent the wise men of the future, because we are the old people in the future. The future belongs to you. It's not my world no more. It's yours. It's your world. I'm in it. I can just advise you on things that do not change, that have been the same since recorded human history. And advise you not to be, and then I'll shut the fuck up. Advise you not to be amongst those of your generation that have decided to disavow all the logic that came before them. No surgeons do that, no plumbers, no doctors, no astronauts, no physicists, nobody that has to be responsible for other people just says fuck history. How'd you like to go to a doctor that goes, okay, you need your appendix out, Braxton, but fuck that shit I learned in school. I'm gonna go this other way. Well, that's what there's a group of people your age doing that you need to avoid, and take the wisdom from us. Take you may take one thing from here or everything from here, but take something from here, because we didn't get to be these ages with no criminal record. No felons here, right? Nobody felons? Anybody here dodging the popo right now?
Nah.
No. Anybody here up here with bullet holes? Anybody with bullet holes? No bullet holes? Okay. Oh, not you, Braxton. I'm talking about these old dudes.
Nah.
I'm talking about us old dudes. It's okay. We didn't dodge all that. Anybody here sleeping on your mama couch? Anybody sleeping on your mama couch? Nope. Ain't none of that. Okay. We all them.
Yeah.
We got it, and we are black men. There are holes in the earth that opened up to swallow us, and we avoided them. And that's worth something, young man. And it's worth something to you. So use as much as you can, ask as many questions. At least to me, I'm an open book, because the fuck what people think of me. I got money white folks can't find, and they looking. So whatever I can do to ever help you, bruh. I'm also a life coach. Ask Uncle Jeff at gmail.com. I have 2 PhDs. One is in pimp shit and the other was in nigga shit. And between those two and the creator, we'll set you straight, man. Me and these cats here will set you straight. Wherever, I don't know where they went. It will look like they shit. It's just me, you, and Mr. Bennett right now.
But Lard Payne said that he'll be
He'll
back.
be back in a couple minutes.
Yeah. Oh, he got pee. Yeah, R. Payne got pee. He got pee a lot. He got old, got pee.
Wow.
But I do appreciate it. I do appreciate all of the words and all the info. I'm taking it, and I'm gonna subscribe to your channel too. Will it be put in the
thank you,
back?
brother.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you, brother.
Uncle Jeff. I miss you, man. I mean,
and there's 3 things I want to tell y'all, and one of them is because I think all of y'all are all fathers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, since we're talking about dating and relationships and other things, now this was maybe 2.5 months ago this year. Now there was this young black woman, right? I think she's in her early 20s. She's either in her early 20s or her mid 20s, but I think she's in her early 20s now. She made a TikTok. She made like a short TikTok video clip. And she was talking about the interracial relationship that she was in, right? Now she knew she had to drop the relationship. She had to end it immediately, because when her boyfriend was planning them a date, guess where of all places in existence he was planning their date at Lake Lanier. Lake Lanier.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Of all places, Lake Lanier. And this other story. Now this is because y'all are fathers now. Now this is, I haven't read it, but this is something I heard from a guy who I've been following on YouTube since I'm 2016. Some of y'all might know of him. His name is Surgeon Willie Pete. And
I've heard the name. Yeah.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, oh yeah, and I highly advise y'all to subscribe to the channel to Surgeon. No, he has two YouTube channels, but both of them are called Surgeon Willie Pete, and he has a third channel called New Jersey Self Defense. Now he was telling a story about some young white guy some years back. Now he said that the young white guy said that he likes to go out with black girls more. He said he likes to date black girls more because since usually their fathers are not in the picture, he doesn't have to deal with the dad, so he can just go in the house, and meet the mother and get the girl and just leave. He said it's just like that for him. It's easy work. And when he was saying that, I was shaking my head. I was like, that is not good at all.
It was
So y'all as fathers. So how do y'all feel about that? Y'all being fathers of daughters.
Well, that's one of the biggest things. So there's nothing new about that. We were also young guys. You know what I'm saying? So fortunately, I know myself. By the time I was 18, I was far away from home. Right? I never lived as a young adult up under my parents' roof. Right? But I knew being a 16-year-old, 14-year-old, and things like that, it was a lot easier for women that had, girls that had single parent homes. So I guess that's not really a fair assumption because in my generation, we also were the very first latchkey kids. Right, so so it was a little bit different. We were left at home like that. So even if you had a mother and a father in the home, they were working. Right, they were out of the home. We were the ones that were doing what we were doing. It does make sense when you don't have the full covering of a young lady. It's going to happen, right? That's what ended up happening. That's kind of like a lot of guys' strategies. There's nothing new about that. But as a father, it wouldn't be good if I even had an inkling of my daughter having somebody in my house and I'm either not there or I am there, right? It's not a good deal at all. It's the way that I handle things will be totally different than the way her mother handled things. I know the way that I am, and I got it from my father. When you're on punishment, you're on punishment. I don't give you a date and a time. There's no 2-week punishment. There's no 1-month punishment. You're on punishment indefinite. And the punishment is different. This is not, it's excruciating thing that you have to deal with because you lose your freedom. You lose your time, your leisure time. The only time that you have time to do something is anything that you have to do when it comes down to school or being with your family. No time. I come from a time where parents would take doors off of they'd take the doors off the hinges, right? There's no privacy. You know, you cleaning and you're really cleaning that house. And my mama had a lot of dishes and she used to take every one of them out and make us clean all of them. She'd have things that needed to be done. My father, he have us, we needed to get these trees chopped down. We needed to get these bushes done. We whacking all that stuff down. They take your time, right? But they're not going to just take your time, send you in a room, and that's not punish. That wasn't my punishment. My punishment was always doing some shit, right? And the only thing that I can do when I go to my room was sleep, and that's it. And then I'm back up, and I'm back out, and I'm back doing that. That took a lot of time for my parents to do that type of parenting, right?
Come on,
bro. It took
bro.
a lot of time for that to happen.
Wow.
A lot of parents can't, they don't think they can do it anymore. My parents used to take care, our house used to be when they're working, right? We ain't had no cell phones, right? They call the house. They at work. Did y'all do this? Did you get that done? Did you have that done? They'll send somebody over to the house. We had neighbors. If somebody came up to my house, my brother, he was on it because he a millennial. So my brother 8 years younger than me. He was the only kid out of 4 of us that had the audacity to take my father's car while he was out of town. The neighbor called my father and told him, you know, your son done had all his friends in the car and he just took off with your car.
Ooh.
My father they in Tennessee. They drive right back to Detroit. My mama was so damn mad. God. My mama was mad as hell. My father came back.
They crossed state lines. Whoa.
When I tell you, the way that my father was a father was something different. My brother had some brand new shoes. He had some, y'all remember those Barclays?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Them Charles Barclays. Brand spanking new. My father had him out there cutting grass, turning over, and them brand new Barclays. He took all his clothes. My father took all my brother's clothes and put them down in the basement. Had him to fold everything up. And he had to get my father's approval of what it was that he can wear that day. Took his bed down, made him make a pallet. He had to sleep on the floor. He fucked with him for the whole summer. And then he beat his ass.
At the end of it?
At the end of it.
Oh, oh my God.
And and gave him a
How old was he?
2-hour
How old
lecture.
was your brother? How old was your brother?
About 16.
Oh, that's woo.
16 years old.
Lesson.
The only one that had the audacity. That's when the mind change of the youngins. Like I thought about it. I was like, I ain't taking this damn. I had all the thing is our parents, again, latchkey kids. So they had to trust us, right?
Mm-hmm.
They go out of town, man, and it's like they still there because we were responsible. By the time I was 16, I had a job. I was doing a lot of things outside of school, in school. It was a lot of things, but my friends didn't have it like that. My friends had the skip parties. My friends, they had all kind of smoking weed and
city
drinking.
Did you grow up in?
Detroit, Michigan.
Bruh.
Graduated from Cooley High. We had 22 high schools. Everybody knew everybody in the city. I was exposed to everything. I just chose not to do it because I wanted more. You can literally see, and it's something. Let me tell you the gift that God or the high power gives you. You get a chance to see how life turns out if you keep living. When I look at my life and then I see the lives of the guys that was out there doing everything, they didn't have the parents that was doing the things for them, the ones that wanted to go out. I see their lives now. I had a friend that just got out. I mean, this guy was smart in school. He was a cool guy. This dude was in prison from the 10th grade till now. He just got out. Murder is what he did.
Okay. What year did you come out of high school?
91.
Okay. Wow.
91. He never had, and when you hear him talk, guess his religion. What's his religion, Jeff?
Muslim.
Let
me tell you something.
52 years old. Just got out of prison.
Bruh, let me tell you, you know why you find Jesus in prison so fast? Because Satan's writing the rape you in the shower. Or you gonna find Jesus real fast. You gonna find Jesus before they give you an orange jumpsuit.
You gonna be walking around that prison with either a Bible, a Torah, or a Quran. You gonna have one.
Finna give up meat. I'm finna give up pork, and I'm gonna lie about white women because
You might don't have no choice.
Oh no, it's plenty of pork behind the wall.
Well, I guess everything, the candies and you can get everything in there. But man.
Yeah.
Choice. One of the things I learned was choice, because you get a chance to see things flourish. You get a chance to see how. I told somebody this. Yeah, it's good to see your kids grow up, but it's a beautiful thing that you've seen your parents grow up. Some people, I remember what I can remember of my parents. I remember them in their late 20s, all the way to 70. You get to see a human being grow from in their 20s all the way to their 70s. That's crazy. And then you get a chance to look on the other side of it, and you can see your kids grow up. Man, do you know it was heartbreaking at first for me to say, damn, I remember seeing my babies, right? As infants, coming out the womb, all of it, right? And now they're grown. It gives you the feeling. It's a hard thing to explain, but it's two different feelings that you have, because you have the privilege to see your children grow up, but you got a chance to see your parents at the same time you're growing up. So you get a chance to reflect off of your growth. It's a bad thing when you still got the same mindset as a 17-year-old you. And that's one of the things that gets in a lot of people's mind, because they know that they haven't grown up. Do you know that there are people that are still in their teens and their children grew up? Their children are mentally older than them. You know how they got to make you feel in life? That's why we have to be conscious. That's why we have to be aware of the things that we do, the choices that we make, not being afraid to make bad choices, but we also got to look at a balance of probabilities. We got to look at it all. Get a chance to do that, man. You get an opportunity to see life bigger than what you can ever imagine it to be. You just keep doing. You just keep living. That's why I love when I heard. I used to. We always heard older folks say that, and we end up adopting that when we tell young folks, "You're gonna get old too. Keep living." It's a privilege.
Well, listen, do we, I mean, kind of sticking with the theme. I mean, do we see anything changing? I mean, let's just look at the Black community. What do we see changing? I think I see some subtle things might happen in the whole. Here's my thing. I'm on this kick now that we need, as a Black Americans, we need to just look at ourselves as Americans. We not to say we have to abandon being Black or anything. I just think we need to have more sensitivity to the fact that we are Americans, and that where America goes, we go.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I think a lot of times we spend so much time looking at our own individual, I don't know if the words proclivities or circumstances as Black folks and our history. And now we keep projecting, or we keep remembering the past as if our futures are dependent on where we came from as opposed to where we're going.
I agree.
And I think this election, I think this election might be a start of something different, not just for us, but for us as Americans, saying, this the woke culture, the cancel culture, especially, we could freely begin to start saying what we mean, even if it's not in lockstep with so-called mainstream shit. We're starting to see the information being spread on the internet as better news than the legacy media. And we're starting to find out that the censorship that was out there is starting to go away. So we're freer now to say what's going on. And as Black men, I think we're starting to hear Black men who have come out of whatever red pill rage that they were in and start talking more sensibility as to how things should work in the community naturally. Right? I think one of our biggest problems as men, right, is that I think, and women, but men for sure, we act like we're not subject to the laws of nature. And I think the nature is clear that, men should have a proper place in the pecking order. And I say at the top, where we need to be. That doesn't mean women are diminished. They're just not men. So just look at so what I'm trying to get back to, we're talking family, You're older. Your family has structure. My family has structure too. My girls didn't date when they were teenagers. They didn't have no boyfriends. Not because I was restrictive, because they were busy. They had so much shit to do. They didn't have no time to have, oh, this is my boyfriend. This, my youngest went to all girls high school. So that kept them out of trouble. I didn't have no, like, you can't go to a party, you can't talk to a guy. They just didn't have no time for it. So I didn't really worry about that. So, I'm just saying, where do we go from here? Your parents had your kind of thing. The problem we have now is the structure you had when you were growing up, JT, or what I had. I don't know about you, Miss Betty. You had your unique circumstances. I think Braxton, you might still be with your parents or your mother, right?
Yeah,
I mean, say what?
Yes. Currently, I'm living at my mother's place. Just until I move out.
Which is fine. So all I'm just trying to say is, in the dynamics today, we got a lot of young people living on their own with no direction. They're just out there. Or if they're living with somebody, they're not really taking direction from anybody at a very young age. So that's why we just keep spiraling, spiraling. I don't know how we bring that shit back. I think we're starting to see a little bit of change. And I think that's going to come from men starting to say, you know what, it's far, but no further.
Well,
I think we're starting to see some of that.
Yeah. Brother Payne, in a sec, just quick second. JT, you grew up in a village. That's not a family structure. That your son, your brother, wasn't narked out by family. He was out of pocket with the village because a member of the village turned him in. That's who we are. We're village people. That's the answer to this. Our pain. That's what you're discussing is the stop of the spiral is coming in the next couple of years. Because those who don't live sensibly, those who I like to say that God has left his goodness, but he has taken his mercy from this world. And he's not gonna have mercy on fools. You wanna trick off your rent money? Okay. The safety net is gone.
Yeah.
The universe has removed the safety net. So now the people who don't live properly, I'm not talking on no holier than thou shit. If you don't feed yourself right, if you can't protect yourself, if you don't know how to live within your means, whatever that is, whether there's a societal collapse or not, you're not going to survive. And the people that will are the people that form what we know how to form, what we were left with, what as elders, what we know now.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, fellas, it's about to get to the top of the hour, and I know everybody want to enjoy their weekend, whether you're working or not.
Damn, it is Friday, ain't it?
It's Friday, yeah. It's Friday, man. But this was a great conversation, brothers. I love when we had these type of conversations right here. It helps me to reflect. It gets me to think about the things that, and it's funny because what everybody has said tonight is weird, but a lot of the stuff after I get my sleep and everything, and I wake up in the morning time and things like that, it's a lot of things that has stuck with me. And I get to thinking about it and, rolling it over. It's funny because I'm back to, reading books again. I had to take me a nice little hiatus. I was reading 3 books at a time, and I kept mixing up my damn my chapters. But I'm getting back to it, man, because it's just dope to hear brothers have a different perspective, and to be able to have and be able to digest everything that everyone has said from their perspective, man. Braxton, it's a good thing to have young brothers like yourself to be eager to talk to a panel of men like who we are right now, man. It's just dope, man, to hear you. I've always talked about you guys like this. So, Mr. Bennett, it's been a minute, man. But I'll be in the clouds when I see you. Sometimes I'll be at work and I see you and my man doing your thing in the gray area. It's very that's refreshing to see you guys speaking on something where it makes people think.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And I would certainly have, just in light of this conversation tonight, certainly if guys didn't have a chance to check out our last show where we were talking about the very subject of parenthood.
Yeah.
And certainly where that is trending at this point. And I think people really are going to need to start having some conversations, especially young people like Braxton and younger. You really need to start thinking this thing out. Why do you want to be a parent?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
Dude, you got your mic set on Messiah.
Mug is nice, ain't it?
Right?
That mug is. It's right there. The
So
quiet storm type.
It's all right. It's all right.
Appreciate
Go ahead, Mr. Bennett.
But yeah,
Walmart bullshit I got.
You're gonna have to really ask yourself what is, because again, for most of human history, children were utility, and now I think you have to be more purposeful if you want to. What's that?
I said right, and they were made for profit.
Exactly. Yeah.
See, yeah. Because like back during our grandparents to our first and second great grandparents' days, that's why sometimes they had like up to 11 or 12 kids.
Yeah, it was utility. I need laborers. I need them farms. I need them fields plowed and all the other stuff that was going on. That was your wealth. That was your social security. That was your life insurance policy. That was and those were also your soldiers and your warriors that you sent out there to die.
That is the power of tribe. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but we're not living necessarily under that dynamic now. Whether we return back to it or not, that might be a discussion.
I'm sorry, my bad. Yeah. And also to throw this in there. So far, the highest number of kids I heard somebody's had, it was a Filipino man. He has over 34 kids.
Yeah.
I kid you not, 34.
Well, as long as he takes care of them all. Hey, look, I can't. I kid you
not, 34 whole kids.
Okay, now listen to what you're saying, young man, if I may. What you're saying is worth ridicule and is an absolute shame in a capitalist system. Capitalism is crumbling. We're turning into something else right now. And in whatever that something else is, if I got 13 children and I'm a wise and loving but firm man, a man where his kids say you being mean, and I can say, no, baby, I'm being just. And I'm teaching you about what is just right now. And it is just that you are grounded. That kind of dude, brother, I got 13 people in my tribe that move how I say move. And that's what we go, this curtailing your family to a taxable unit. Look at the Mormons. Mormons have 8, 9, 10 children, and those who are deep in the Mormon faith, debt is a sin. They get together just like the Amish and build their houses literally without banks. So we can't. We got to get away from that. That's a European way to think, brother. It has to do with family. Family doesn't have anything to do with you. That's a Latin term that breaks down to a group of workers. Familus. It means group of workers. That is a European concept. This is why JT was talking about how you could get your ass whooped 3 times on the way home for the same offense. I grew up like that. I graduated from high school in 1983. Back in the day, bruh, the block raised you.
It's true.
The thugs had principles, because the reason, closer to when I was younger, the reason those dudes were thugs is because they were morphing almost. Yeah, here you go. They were morphing almost like a werewolf, like Michael Jackson in Thriller, or like the Incredible Hulk, from what gangs were when they first started. They started like the mafia did in Italy. They started because of the injustices being done to us. That's where the Bloods and the Crips came from. That's where the Black Panthers came from. But they were infiltrated and morphed, and their flaws were amplified so that they became something else. But that's not what they were.
Uncle Jeff, let me ask you a question though, but I know we're trying to get out of here, but because I do remember the village kind of thing. I mean, I absolutely remember.
You grew up in that, pretty much.
Come on, Pain.
Listen, I do have a little story, but how did we get back to that? But it's funny. One day, my cousin was going with this gangbanger back in the day. It was late one night, and he came in with one of his boys, and the next door neighbor liked my cousin, right? So he beat the dude up, right? So they came back on the block and said, so they came to the stoop, and a few of us was out there. He said, well, where's this guy at? His name was Gary. Where's Gary Gay? And everybody on the steps says, I'm Gary Gay. I'm Gary Gay. There's like 5 people said, I'm Gary Gay. It looked like just like a damn movie. Gary busts out the door and says, I'm Gary Gay. And then they had a fight, right? There was no guns or nothing. The whole block was out there. The whole block. I mean, the whole block came out that night. Everybody, right? And Gary beat the dude up again, and that was the end of it. But it was like village, right? You're not alone.
Yeah.
And so, my next door neighbor used to turn us in all the time when we did something stupid. But but how do we do this in the future? Is it even possible to get back to it?
I don't think going back. I think we have to evolve with the principles.
Is it even possible today to even?
Yeah.
In America.
Yes, it's possible. We will, because we have to have that conversation, because the thing is that what we're looking at is principles, right? But it has to come with a more evolved way of thinking. When you talk about history, especially Black American history, we came from the segregation, Jim Crow, and all those different things. Now, are we going to still go back there, or are we going to come to where we are at now and we be able to have an evolved way of thinking now? Because it goes to what you were saying, Payne, the question you raised. Do we just do this whole thing with the Black folks, or do we do it as Americans?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if you're going to reach your aim. Just to summarize, because again, when you talk about tribes are intimate. It's hard to have a tribe with 10,000 people in it. I'm not saying it doesn't happen.
Absolutely.
But there's local when you know everybody. So you're saying be Americans. It doesn't get any bigger than that. There's 330 million. How can you tribe on that?
Right.
So you might go on black. Black is 13% of the population. Black used to be in many ways a tribe. That in the 60s, say loud, I'm black and I'm proud. It was.
Used to be.
Right. But I'm just saying, but the point is, though, the fact that it was smaller.
Yep.
You can't say tribe and think bigger. So when you say American, where's the tribe then?
But here's the thing, though. You guys, let me just say this, Uncle Jeff, before you go, real quick. One of the things I think us as Black Americans, African Americans, we don't know how to operate in the so-called village, and this goes to what you're saying, Mr. Bennett. being integrated. Every other culture understands how to integrate and stay separate.
Okay,
Right?
but you said,
you know what I'm saying?
said, either you or JT said, but we need to be Americans.
Well, yeah, but
Some other folks aren't saying that though. They like to that point, they're being whatever their ethnic origin is and American.
Those people, if you ask an individual, a lot of them say I'm American, but they still know how to cling on to their cultural mores. They didn't lose those.
Right.
So that's what raises the question right there. That balance is what we're talking about. Yeah, go ahead, Uncle Jeff. But that's where I was at. That's where my whole thing is.
And let's close out on Uncle Jeff, because I really have to bounce off, but I want to hear what he has to say.
Hey, you guys, okay. This is the problem with talking with really dope dudes. Man, y'all done just rattled off 3 shows worth of shit.
I know. That's what we was
I got responses for so much of that.
Yeah.
There's so much. I don't know where to start. First off, when you say go back, JT, did you notice that you didn't go back 50,000 years or 100,000 years?
No doubt.
You didn't. By default, you asked the question, are we going to go back to Jim Crow? Because by default, we have been taught that slavery was our beginning.
Right.
So you didn't even mean to do that. You are so right about in America. I'm counting down, brothers. I don't believe by this time next year and that summer following, definitely, that this land you call America will be called that. The red, white, and blue might be 3 other colors.
Oh, see.
I'm telling you, the concept of America is just like Apollo Creed in Rocky IV. When Drago hit him in the face, he was dead before he hit the floor. He was just falling slow. This shit's over, brother. And what I'm trying to say, when I say tribe, there's going to be so few. The arm is going to swing, and it's not just that it's coming for black people. It's coming for common people. It's coming for common people. They don't have a use for them anymore. They don't have a use. The Industrial Revolution needed common people. The information age does not. And that's the thing outside of it. It's just going to fucking decimate black people. So all that's going to be left is tribes. You can have 1,000 tribes with one goal, Mr. Bennett. That's what I'm saying. I'm not the Cherokee, the Iroquois, the Chippewa, the Sioux, all of them lost, but they were all a nation. Tribes make a nation. I'll have a tribe. You'll have a tribe. JT will have a tribe. Our pain is going to be, you are the wise men. When this shit hits the fan, you ain't going to have to worry about people. They're going to be coming to you because you know something. Now you're knowing something and my knowing something. Should we ever meet face to face? You ain't going to have no half-ass dudes around you, and me neither. The squad you see me with will be them niggas. Mr. Bennett's tribe and my tribe are good people. If we gonna go habitate in an area, if y'all got a problem, before this shit gets physical, before any blood is spilled, before any animosity is made, you bring that shit to Uncle Jeff and Mr. Bennett and his boys, and we will sit down, and whatever the fuck we say, that will be that. That's who we are, brothers. And that's how it's going to move forward, and no other way that I see. And I would love to discuss that at any time y'all want.
Oh, we definitely got to bring that that's a lot to talk about, man. It's a lot, like just in a little bit of time that we had to discuss it. Right. We
God.
That's why. Yeah. We
that
bro,
last little melee.
To be continued.
To be continued.
I was
And
like,
look,
okay, I'm gonna remember that. No, I ain't gonna remember.
Write it down, man.
let me tell you. Let me tell you who already done put it on. Black man already done put. He done made a note of all this shit, man.
Yeah, it could be a flipping
Most
tables.
definitely.
It could be a Friday show.
Yeah, man.
Whatever.
Yeah, but it's a important conversation to have. It's a lot that can come out of that because we have different ways on how we look at it. But once we start talking amongst one another, man, this stuff can go. Oh my God, it can get to a point, and definitely, I want to have some younger folks to even hear the conversations that we have. We're gonna have more than a part one, part two. You know, this will be dope. This will be definitely dope, man. Hey, listen. I appreciate you brothers for coming on, man. I appreciate you, Black Man Unfiltered, for having these brothers on here, being able to get some great minds up here. We will have tomorrow. Is somebody tomorrow's Saturday? Do we have Jenny that's going to be on? Is Jenny? I think she's not going to be on for a minute. Lexus from Texas. I think she's going to be doing her show. Lexus, are you doing your show tomorrow? She's in here right now.
Yeah, I see it.
Are you doing your show tomorrow, Alexis? I think she is. And then Sunday we have Mr. Bennett and old boy Sparta, right?
Yes, sir.
The gray area. And those guys gonna be out there doing. What are you guys gonna be doing? What's your show gonna be about this Sunday?
Actually, I know I have it somewhere. I need to. I have no idea, but it's usually good. So. Okay. Like I said, the show on parenting, that was almost like just a throw in because again, that was part of the conversation that was going on for a while.
I dug that one on shaving.
Yeah,
with the beard and everything.
Appreciate
it.
The beard and the whole. That was a dope show.
That was dope.
Appreciate it. Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah. So it's all. Yeah, it's like a lot of it's coming back, but Pen, I thought you were going to shave yours. I thought you said you were getting tired of it.
No, I haven't. Not yet, man.
I thought you said you were going clean again.
Yeah, I was, but the wife won't let me.
The wife told him.
Okay.
Dye it black and get an earring.
You ain't getting none of this good
Oh man, you can't keep her off you then.
Yeah, man. Most definitely. So Monday is Our Pain. Our Pain. What's your show going to be about? On Monday.
The title is In Support of Black Businesses. Are we obligated?
Okay. All right. That's going to be a great one. Also, and
some stuff on that.
Yep. And then Tuesday we got Flipping Tables. And then Wednesday we got your boy, the Prince. That's funny as hell. Black man calling the Prince of the BMU network. You got Boss Man that's going to be doing his show on Wednesday also. And then Thursday we don't have anybody in there. I'm thinking I might jump into that slot myself. Yeah, I already know what I'm.
You got the Wednesday sports show at 8 though.
Oh, we got the Wednesday sports show. My
yes,
bad.
Sir.
Yep.
I just caught that. Boss Man is the Prince of the BMU network. That's hilarious.
And then that brings us back to Doe. We come back on next Friday. It is going to be the Barbershop all again. All right, y'all. I appreciate everybody coming on here. Braxton, man, it's been a real one, man. Don't be a stranger from over here. All right, y'all. Let's get up out of here. Peace out. We out.
Take care, guys.
All right, guys, another one in the books. Another great episode on the Black Man Unfiltered Network. Listen, we're doing the thing over here. So, guys, do me a favor. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the share button. Also, if you want to donate to the channel, which helps the channel, hit your boy Cash App. It's scrolling right here, right there, at the bottom of the screen, and support the channel. But we're happy that you're here, and we look forward to seeing you on every episode. So hit the notification button so you know when we go live. Thank you again, guys, for watching. We out.